friends, welcome back everyone. Welcome back to another week, another edition here of the PiGosaur Cup. PiGosaur Cup number 71, your weekly dose of PiGosaur action. I'm Coach Outside VIP. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in chat as well. Welcome, one and all. Whew, the bracket is live. I do apologize for the extended countdown timer, but we are back. We are here. We are live. Exclamation mark be in the chat to have a look at the bracket yourselves. The bracket is live. The bracket is stacked, and we have an amazing player making and marking his return to the Open Cups. Let's go, man. Let's go. It's been far too long, but we have one of our own. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of Storm Surge, we have the Brazilian Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Eric. What does he stand for? He stands for endurance, righteousness, intellect, and kangaroo. Eric. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the Terran player, the blue Terran player. It is Pet Dog. Pet. Here we go. Oh my god, it has been a while actually, but welcome one and all to a different map in the map pool. This map we actually did review. This map was a part of the TLMC, the previous Team Liquid map contest, but PiGosaur Cup, this tournament does feature a custom map pool now ever since last week. Unfortunately, we missed out on that, but again, coming into this week has a custom map pool and is incorporating some older TLMC maps. Just as a heads up. Before we get into this, if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we get into Gamba, as it is Gamba time. It is Gamba time, so best of luck in the chat and get your Gamba going. Here we go. TLMC isn't announced or self-announced. As I mentioned before, this map was from the previous TLMC map contest. So we've seen this map before. Like we reviewed this map, we've seen it before. It does have a nice custom aesthetic. Does have we're in the Storm Surge, if you will, under the ground. Likewise, we do have a very secure third base. Looks like some adjustments have been made. But if you remember, one of our big criticisms of this map was, and I think you still can, you could set up, I want to say 2 or 3 tanks here, and it would be within range of this expansion. And of course, you can set up tank lines, and you can also be within range of this pathway. It looks like there've been a couple of changes. I could be mistaken, but I think intentionally this was made a little bit wider. You can actually see it here. This is made a little bit wider, and I don't think a tank can fit there anymore. I think they made it so that tanks can't fit in this little alcove. So it looks like there've been some changes since this was last submitted in the previous TLMC. Oh. Where's the kangaroo? Oh, he is the kangaroo. Anyway, I was focusing a little bit too much on the map. What we really should be focusing on is the players, because here we go. We have a Roach Rush early on here by Eric, going for his own hatch gas pool into early Roach Horn, into Roaches across the map. Meanwhile, Pet Dog back at home, he is getting into his own standard opener. When it comes to vision, though, he hasn't seen much. He saw the hatchery timing, race back home. He's getting a safety bunker as we speak, but he's not fully aware as to what exactly is happening, because here comes the rush. Here comes the rush. 20 hours ago, they announced that they announced what? Stream layer insects typeful noise. Nah. The kangaroo part is important. It's important. There you go. Roaches are welding across the map. Here we go. So you get behind the mineral line. Yeah, they get behind the mineral line. Mining is going to be denied so far. And again, behind this, there's no follow pool lit. Like Eric, he's droning, saturating, taking his gases back at home. We have 3 roaches here denying mining time behind the mineral line. Outside of that, there's no major damage. Tank has arrived though, bearing in mind that Pet Dog, he intentionally did not go for reactor to Hellion. So with the early tank, he deals with this pretty nicely here. Again, it was a really weird build. He's setting up for like a pseudo 2-on-1. Early tank, though, does mean that he can deal with these roaches easier than what would have happened if he had gone into a standard build of a reactor Hellion into ByuN. As the Ravagers are morphing in, they're out of range of the tank. Ooh, can they pile it down? I mean, one thing they can do, of course, is deny mining. But it was being chased away. Does confirm the 2-on-1, but the additional tank production. Tank is edging ever closer. Tank shot goes off. Here come the wilds. Oh! Goes the tank. Tank does go down. Nice pickup. He gets one. Can he get the other? So far gets 5 SCVs. Yeah, 5 SCV kills in the end. The Ravagers will be cleaned up, getting another SCV with the pile. 6 SCVs go down. Very nice trade. Very nice trade. And behind this is the initial road rush in towards 2 base meter. 3rd base has not been taken, just now on the way. We're still just droning up here on our 2 base saturation, taking our gases, taking our Evo chambers. eric is going from one into the other. It's taking up. Tech switching back. Very quickly, as with tech switching, I did want to quickly get an eye on any other changes. I mean, again, it's been a while since we last did a review Storm Surge. It has been a while. If I recall correctly, my biggest criticisms was this area here, just the tank positioning. And again, I still think tanks on the low ground here can still hit this expansion. Yeah, it is still within range. So this is still like a concern that I would have if this gets resubmitted. I think these buildings here weren't here before. Like, I think this area was increased so that this tank doesn't cover the entirety of this kind of like area going back and forth. But like this was still like a concern that I had in regards to this kind of layout, was how abusable this area in between the bases is, whether it's tanks or Colossus or any kind of siege units, of course, and also how exposed this base was, considering you didn't have to push up into the high ground to actually get within range of this expansion. But those were the two kind of like striking elements regarding this. I remember there was something else about the base layout. Let's see. So we have our triangular 3rd base, which is again open. We have our 4th base. We have our 5th here as well. I think the 4th and 5th were okay when it comes to their placements. Yeah, I'd have to like go back and double check. But I remember that was like the biggest thing in my mind, at least. As Pet Dog, he's basically going for a 2-base all-in. 3rd CC is on the way, but very, very delayed. And there's no early move out. Stim is done. Yeah, Stim is done. Mutas, they do find the tank. Tank will get picked up. How many mutas? 4. Only 4 mutas. That is enough to one-shot SCVs. You can one-shot workers, but he does back off. Backs up, pivots around. Bows down the last tank. Yeah, no more tanks. So it does actually help out, sniping one of the mutas. Let's go. The boys are being pulled. Eric behind this does kite away, and he's still dealing critical damage here. Just because of how late the expansion is, there should already be a 3rd base in the works. In the end, Pet Dog, he will be able to clean up this army eventually, but at a cost of every single SCV. Oof. Yeah, 18, 19, 20 SCVs going down, and he does not clean it up. We're still rallying roaches across the map. eric has broken the natural base. 1-1 is about to finish, but it finishes after the engagement, after the timing, after the push. So unfortunate that when it came to the upgrades. And again, the build itself was really disjointed. GG gets called, and Eric will take game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. eric, he does take a lead in the series. Winding it back, when it came to the build itself, again, our Terran player here, he went for like a 2-1-1 variation, but he went into early tank production. I didn't go into, and he delayed his starport. His starport was delayed, so even though he hit stim, he wasn't able to be active on the map. Typically, a 2-1-1 does give you an early timing at around 4 minutes 30 to be able to be active with Marines and push across the map, deny creep, kill overlords, and apply pressure to the Zerg player. But here, it was just hyper defensive defensive variation, which is not ideal, right? You're relinquishing map control, you're relinquishing scouting potential and vision as well. It's difficult to really gain any damage or really gain any knowledge as to what your opponent's up to, right? If your opponent is doing something like what Eric did, like going for the roach rush and going for the muta follow-up, then there's a higher chance you can punish or higher chance you can scout if you're able to hit your timings and you know, be active on the map. GG, well played. With that, Eric, he does claim the initial game. And yeah, also I kind of glossed over it, but shout out to Eric, by the way. It's his return to competitive play. He's been absent for a long time. He did play in Code for Giants Cup recently, and we will be covering that via replays, most likely like in a week or 2. We'll have time to cover those matches. But Eric, he only recently came back. Eric, he has had some wrist issues. He has had some carpal tunnel issues and has been experiencing pain. That's one of the reasons why he did take a big break post the Code for Giants Cup offline finals last year. So Eric has been resting, has been recovering, has been recouping, of course, and recently did come back saying that his wrists are feeling better. You know, he's feeling a little bit better than previously, and yeah, wants to play the game. Let's play some StarCraft. Let's go. Let us go. Extremely rare, insightful. Kangaroo is way back. Yeah, yes. The kangaroo. I'm also, before I get ahead of myself, a big shout to Blakeadoos. Blakeadoos in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing for 30 months. 21 months in a row. Thank you. Thank you so much, Blakeadoos, for the support. We do appreciate it. Always, Pappy, always. Do appreciate it. Este Blakeadoos. And also Solensvard for the 75 stream streak. That's crazy. I think you might have the biggest one, I'll be honest. It's I feel like, especially for the CranKy Ducklings, it's difficult to really maintain a watch streak just because we go live at 2 alternating times, right, for different time zones, right? For example, we're live at the moment, and our European watchers, there's very few of them here just because it's such a late time in Europe, for example, right? We only get the D-Gen Europeans watching at this time slot. Meanwhile, the other time slot, we only get the D-Gen Americans, right? Like if you're in North America, like the other the more evening time slot is like what, like at 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning. Like it's like a really rough time in the Americas. So we it's difficult to really be able to get both if you're one region or the other. But thank you, Papi, thank you. Este Solensvard. When do you sleep? Crazy. Just catching up. He has to be the only player with the undefeated record versus Dark, right? He won like twice. It was in 2023. It was during the era of ESL Open Cups. But yes. Este Eric. Crazy. Yeah, there is in chat. 3rd and 10th of April 2023. Yeah, we if you want to tune into them, we casted them. Of course we did. But we casted, the votes are on YouTube. Did cast Eric versus Dark. That was a couple of years ago. We were, of course, live casting those matches. Always there for our boy. But oh, here we go. We can catch up on the bracket itself. So unfortunately, it looks like Pet Dog did actually forfeit. So we were notified they did forfeit against Eric. So Eric, he gets a walkover win, does advance on into the next round. A little bit unfortunate there. Would have been nice to have seen a little bit more of our Terran player, but alas, does step away. And I mean, maybe something came up. You know, it does happen. You know, your Uber Eats arrives at the door, or something else comes up. Hopefully, everything's okay. Much love. As we can have a look at the bracket ourselves, exclamation mark me in the chat to have a look at the bracket yourself. From the top here we have Clem. Clem is waiting for the winner of Bomyoja and Perceive. Bomyoja, he is streaming his POV, and I believe he'll be casting if he does get knocked out at some point. But best of luck to Bomyoja, best of luck. Scrolling down, we have Choi Galaxy. He gets a walkover win over Geralt. We were just speaking on this, but it's quite rare to see Europeans in this event. And just because it's so late, it looks like Geralt signed up, checked in, but alas, was unavailable. Maybe going to bed. Understandable, but feels bad, man. Geralt is not going to be competing. Nice takes out his opponent 2-0 to face off against Choi Galaxy. Nice's favorite. Choi Galaxy is more of a caster, content creator, and tournament organizer. So best of luck to Choi Galaxy. He's a Korean Zerg player. Best of luck against Nice. Scrolling down, we do have Solar. Solar's up against Hunter in the next round. So they're going to be facing off. Hunter, I think that's a Zerg player. I think Canadian Zerg player, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think Canadian Zerg player. Scrolling down, we have ByuN. ByuN, he's waiting for the winner of Lunacy and Duck. Este Duck back. Quack. We have herO waiting for the winner of Patches and Ponyo. And we have our next series. Percival takes down Ureha 2-0. And we have Percival versus Eric in the next round. Let's go. Un momento. And this is going to be a big challenge here for Eric, just because in Eric's absence, as he has been inactive for almost a year at this point, Percival has been improving heavily, right? He's been rising through the ranks. I would say that Percival, he's on the cusp of breaking into the upper echelons of Korean players. He's like on that edge. He's on that cusp, just because of his performances and his results that we've been seeing over the past couple of months. It's been a very impressive showing from Percival, and he's definitely going to be a beast to bring down. Let's go. In top left-hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran. It is a Percival. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Zerg player with blue Zerg player himself. We have the Brazilian Zerg representing the CranKy Ducklings. He's one of our own, papi. He stands for endurance, righteousness, intellect, and kangaroo. Let's go. It is Eric. The F in Eric stands for fear, papi. And that's what's being said in the chat. He is not afraid of the dark, papi. No, dark fears him. It's crazy. But here we go. And again, as I mentioned before, Eric, he has been inactive for quite some time. Again, post Code for Giants Cup offline finals, there was a big offline event in Brazil for those to remember. Eric did take a break. Eric, he was suffering from some wrist pains and some wrist issues. And only recently, like 2 weeks ago-ish, only recently came back. Only recently, as Eric does open up hatch, gas pool, standard opener, but into what looks to be a hatch block across the map. Interesting. I believe going for this build will be delaying your queen production, as here comes that hatchery. Bam, it gets thrown down. Behind this, Eric did cut workers at 17 instead of joining up to 21, so did cut workers early to be able to afford this. Boys are being pulled. Going to be forcing 6 SCVs off the mineral line, and nice damage. Again, you can see this reducing mining time in the main base, and we have the CC on the high ground. Ooh, okay. So good reaction out of Percival. The CC won't be delayed, but is denying mining time nonetheless. Mining is being denied. Eric, he is joining. He joined up from 17 up to 20, so he joined up to 1 base saturation. We have a couple of lings that are in production. Queen is on the way as well, but because of the build, he can only afford 1 queen. So only 1 queen is being built. Bear that in mind. That may come into play a little bit later. Heads a cancellation. Oh, hat-trick is rebuilt. Hatchery is rebuilt. These SCVs are being left idle. Percival is panicking a little bit here, as we could be adding some extra DPS. There we go. Does add some extra DPS. Eric was inattentive. He was focusing on his Reaper. Reaper takes a lot of hits, a lot of damage. The Reaper gets no kills so far. Jesus. And Eric is doing well. He's doing well for himself. Once again, double checking. Second Marine is right. He has to cancel soon. Oh no, he has to cancel. Ooh, does cancel in time. Going for the Evo chamber, delaying a little bit further here. Unfortunately, remember, there's a CC on the high ground, so the further delay isn't the most amazing with the Evo chamber. It's a bit of a waste of resources. But Eric, he does not know where the CC is, as Eric has been joining. He only made a handful of safety links. He's been joining up behind this. Still only 1 queen. I will say there was potential for Percival to get some damage out of the main base because there's only 1 queen to defend. But alas, Eric was able to hold on and is switching. Not skipping link speed. Interesting. Not skipping link speed is going into roaches here. The fact that he's not skipping link speed tells me that there's a higher chance he might just all in. Like 2 base all in. It's going to be a 340 lair. Very early lair timing. Is the Roach Warren a fake out? Again, Eric, he's known for going for a bunch of twists and turns. In my mind, there's a high chance that because we're getting link speed, this is a fake Roach Warren taking all the gases, and instead the plan here is to go 2 base muta. That would explain the early lair. That would explain the link speed. We'll see. There's a couple of roaches on the way. 2. Which, again, you want to sell the story. Assuming this is for Spire. I do know that Eric, there is a build that he does like to mix in ZVT, which is 2 base Swarm Host. But I also understand that it requires a lot of micro and a lot of control. And especially if you're feeling a little bit rusty, that it's something that you can't really pull off. Like, you need that micro, you need that control. And yep, 2 base muta. Yeah, as we assume, like, again, you would not get link speed if you were going into 2 base roach. So link speed is researched. We're going into the Spire. The roach horn was revealed, and so far Percival does not get into the main. Muse boost in. Roaches are revealed again, intentionally so. Marine drop towards the 3rd expansion. Eric, he's being pulled apart a little bit here. Lings, they react, they respond. Hellions, they go for the dive. Yeah, they're diving in towards the natural. Eric's out of position. Drones are going to get roasted. And Eric, he can't lead this into the main. No, they're lighting up. Yeah, drones are lighting up. 7 drones go down. Critical damage already. And this is already worth it. This is already worth it for Percival. 8 drone kills. Ay, ay, ay. Oh no, he gets into the main. Yeah, they drop into the main base as well. Checking the vision personal. He does not see the tech, but he's still killing more workers. 14 drones go down. 16, and this is looking like game-ending damage. 16 drone kills. Eric is now all in. Eric is all in. Back at home, the problem here is that mutas have potential if you have an economy, but Eric can't really afford many mutas. He can afford 3 mutas on the way. You need those drones, and behind this, 3 mutas won't achieve much. There's plenty of Marines. There's plenty of Marines. Stim is on the way. 1-1 is on the way. Percival should be fine. If Eric had a cleaner defense here, if he didn't lose all those workers, remember he lost 16 drones. Like, that is game-ending damage. If he hadn't sustained those losses, then we could see maybe up to 10 mutas hitting at once, getting across the map, gaining map control, zoning back the army, bullying this army because there's no medevacs, still sniping Marines, getting into mineral lines. That'd be a lot more potential for damage. Here, Eric, he's actually investing into more roaches, going for a bit of an amalgamation, a bit of a hybrid push. Okay, mutas are revealed. Tank is out. If there wasn't a tank, then I could see this working. But the tank has arrived. Oof. Tank is exposed. Okay. Gee, Marines out of position. Tank goes down. But they're Marines. This man with gun does zone away the entire army. Eric, he's got 9 more roaches on the way. Oof. Ravager goes down. Eric trying to focus on those Marines as best he can, but he's losing mutas. Losing 1, losing 2. Yeah, so many losses there. 2 mutas go down. See Eric trying to break through, losing another muta. Down to 3. 3 mutalists left. Can Eric bait a counterattack? That'd be the best case scenario here, as Eric is still all in. Still very all in. Here comes the push. Roaches are coming from behind. Percival's gonna get surrounded. He's gonna get surrounded. Can the muta snipe the Banshee? Not quite. Diving on the medevac. You have to be. Oh no, they have to be careful. There's so many Marines. Yeah, tank does siege. If Eric was able to surround the army and lock it down, then maybe. But yeah, the tank got away. Also been enough of work because hope you're recovering well. Cuidado, papi, cuidado. Look after yourself. I hope you're recovering well. Hope you're recovering well. As Eric does dive in, catching a Marauder. A nice pickup. But there's still 2 tanks. Can he get on top of them? Yeah, 1 tank does siege. Nice concave. Eric can bow down one of the tanks at least. But there's so many Marauders. Yeah, so many Marauders. Second tank does siege up, and with that Percival, he has done it. He has broken the army. He's breaking through. Lings are trickling in. Still very close, actually. Jesus. Eric barely hanging on. No. Oh. Yeah, Gary trying to hold on. And GG gets called. Yeah, the writing's been on the wall. And Percival takes game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, winding it back, it all came down to the Hellion dive. 16 drones were killed. It was the Hellion dive alongside the Marine drop into the main base. Those 2 things concurrently, or those 2 things put together here did just end the game. It just dealt critical economic damage. It meant that Eric, even though his spire was hidden, he could not make any real substantial amount of mutas. Again, imagine if he was able to make those 10 mutas, then he could move out across the map, he could actually deal damage, he could harass, he could contain. Suddenly everything does change and everything opens up, but he did sustain far too many losses early on. He was distracted, he was unable to keep up with the Hellion dive and with the Marine drop as well. GG, well played. With that, we're now getting into game number 2. Game 2 is going to be on another newer map here. Okay, it's going to be on Lumen. Let's go. I believe this is a map that we have not reviewed before. I believe this is one of the newer maps that Patches has been working on. Did we see the team villains of SSU sign up for the Woody Team League? We went over the Woody Team League during the podcast. Alongside the Kalaris interview. Alongside the Team League. What else did we speak on? I think we spoke about the Blizzard developer having a talk show appearance. What else? Oh yeah, we spoke on Rayner's masterclass that he hosted. True. The RSL fan votes. Map publishing returning. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Jumping in. But here we go. We're going to be getting into our next game here. We're going to be loading into Lumen TE. Okay. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Lumen, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran. It is Percival. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Brazilian Zerg player. We have the Blue Zerg representing the CranKy Ducklings. He's one of our own. It is Eric. Let's go, Papi, let's go. And again, we had a cheeky build last game. It was a very cheeky build, but alas, he wasn't able to get away with it. Meanwhile, very interesting setup here. Okay, there's a lot to take in. As I mentioned before, I believe this is one of the newer maps that Patches has been working on. This is very reminiscent of, oh god, what was the map? The map that survived, a Talisman, that's it. This is very reminiscent of Talisman, which is another Patches map, true. So we have two natural base options. We have a worker path coming down into the low ground to expand. We can, of course, mine through these patches eventually to be able to gain access to that low ground expansion. This is the same feature that we had on Talisman. Likewise, same setup here as well with hybrid patches. When it comes to the base itself, how defendable it is, we do have another forward hybrid base. Again, there's a lot of Talisman elements here, actually. A lot of Talisman elements. The rush distance by ground, of course, is shorter, and this space is less defendable. There's no high ground advantage, so there's no defender's advantage here. Eventually these rocks can be knocked down, or the tumors can be knocked down as well, to have a greater kind of entrance here in towards that base. Interesting. When it comes to the standard natural, likewise, not the most defendable base either. I'm going to say that I guess this entrance can be covered by this location here, so you can set up tanks, you can set up defensively to punish rotations from the left hand side. It does look like a shorter rush distance by ground as well. Okay. Shorter rush distance. Because of this terrain, it does make it awkward for Stalker rotations and TVP to blink into the main base as well. I'm referring to rotating specifically here at the natural and over towards the main. Actually, yeah, it's a pretty secure main. True. Okay. Yeah, my attention. But Eric does expand. Reaper moves out. And so far attempts to harass. Thankfully, both queens have arrived, zoning away. Eric didn't go for a cheeky build this time. We went for a hatch gas pool. I say that the drone moves out across... Oh, sorry, the drone did not move out across map. Lings, they try to poke in. But Percival, he's in position. Yeah, cleans up both Zerglings. Nice control here by Percival. Behind this, going for a third CC before Starport. So economic build here by Percival, going for a greedier start. Meanwhile, early Roachhorn out of Eric. How many patches is this? Oh, that's actually quite a lot. Sorry, I just assumed that these were... I mean, like, these patches have less minerals, that is true, but... I think they started with 100? I should have checked, actually. No, sorry, I can check here. 80. Yeah, 80 minerals. So it takes a little bit longer to actually mine through this. I mean, technically you could mine through from both sides. But that is a little bit dangerous, considering... Yeah, I'm just trying to think about, like, a situation where if someone tries to rush into this expansion, but they get all in early on. Like, I feel like you cannot take the space in the ZVZ, right? Like, like, if you get 12 pulled, I think you just die. Helens, they poke in. 4 drones go down. They, of course, get a full scout of the main base. 5 drone kills. Very nice damage. Ay, ay, ay. These roaches are moving out. Back at home, personally setting up. Bunkers on the way. Now, as we mentioned before, this natural base is a little bit more exposed than other bases. There is no ramp coming into the natural, so yep, second bunker is on the way. The main base isn't too large either, so I'm thinking of like potential Nidus in the future. Drake pushing in. Delays one of the bunkers. Can he break through the other? Oh, Marauder has arrived. The boys are being pulled. Erickson gets surrounded. Yeah, he's going to be shut down. Purcell, he will defend. He cleans up the army. The bunker will not fall. Nice repairs in time. Again, if this had gone unscouted and if there were no bunkers, then this could have worked. But Purcell, he was able to scout. He was able to punish the economy as well. Behind this, going to Aspire. But again, Eric has a weakened economy. He has no third expansion. He can, of course, expand forward and take another hybrid expansion here. True. This does allow for more aggressive potential, just taking this forward third base, having a boosted mineral income. I can see a world where, because the gold patches, like even like charge heavy styles in PvT can be quite threatening. Where would the Terran take a third base? Where would they want to take a third? I feel like they'd want to expand away. This linear third base is pretty secure. Yeah. I mean, kind of. Like these are wide ramps. They're all wide. What else do we have going on here? We got destructible towers. Of course, you can try to punish from the low grounds. I gotta look in. I gotta look in again because I do want to judge the TLMC this season again. I enjoyed my experience last time, and I've definitely learned a lot from it as well. I think I've already been vocal about this, about the grading system and how I approach this and how I want to change my approach. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Up and out there. Eric, he does attempt to distract. Oh, turret's just now done. Yeah, it does finish up in time. Eric is able to rotate though, true. I believe these naturally expired around 740-ish? 740? They go breaking through. They deny the third. Okay, not bad. Denying the third base. Eric claiming his own, at least trying to. Oh no! Can he take his own third base? Not quite. Queen is going to be focused down. And the queen will fall. Eric is racing back home to defend. And he will save the expansion, just barely. Yeah, the base is being saved. You just have to be careful. Yeah, pulling back. Doesn't want to lose them. Oh! Yeah, nice control. Yeah, but again, while he's distracted, we have reinforcements coming in, and Purcell, his supply is just too damn high here. From here, he can just break on through. So he can focus on the base, the expansion goes down, and Eric, he's stuck on 2 bases. Now, because of the gold patches, this is sustaining him a little bit longer than usual, but it's still rough. It is still rough here. As Eric pulls away. Down to 44 workers. Again, barely an economy. And Purcell, he's snowballing out of control. Behind this is getting his third base up running. He has a boosted economy as well now. True. He's got those gold patches. He's got the gold. No. Purcell making his way straight in towards the main. And zoning back those mutas. Oof. Eric, he does hold on to the main base at least. But again, a messy trade. Messy, pappy, messy. As Percival does commit in. Very nice fungal, but do we have a follow-up? Okay, chain fungal. We have the chain fungal. Marines are getting shut down. Percival, it looks like he might barely have enough with the reinforcements. Yeah, he does. Again, he took the fungals to the face, but it's fine. He can just tank it, Babby. Just tank the fungals. Oof. Yeah, mine shot's going up. Breaking the third base once again, as Eric just cannot expand. And for me, we can just rally in 4. The final roaches are getting picked up. Eric did hold on for quite some time. I was very impressed. I would have assumed that he would have died to the first push, but no, he was able to hang in there for as long as he could. But again, behind this, 4th CC is on the way. 5th CC is being taken, now getting drilling claws, more production. Percival, he has been left alone at home for quite some time. GG gets called, and Percival, he will claim the series 2-0. GG. Whew. GG, well played, Percival. He does claim the series. Congratulations. Oh no, I don't think I quite did predictions for this matchup. For the next one, but GG, well played. Percival does claim the series, does take the 2-0. My condolences to Eric. But a really interesting map is what I will say. Again, has elements of Talisman definitely sprinkled in. You can definitely see the influence of that map for sure. I'd have to double check when it comes to rush distances. I have to double check when it comes to close spawn locations and how defendable certain bases are, how aggressive other bases can be as well. But an interesting map for sure. And yeah, looking forward to seeing more of these new maps in the coming weeks. But GG, well played. Percival does claim the series, and he will advance on into the next round. Let's catch up on the bracket. Let's figure out where we are and where we are headed. Okay, from the top we have Nice. He takes down Joy Galaxy 2-0, waiting for Luna over Clem and Perceive. Perceive took down Bomyoja 2-1. Impressive play there by Perceive. Very impressive. I was favoring Bomyoja there, not gonna lie. Scrolling down, we have Solar. Solar takes down Hunter. ByuN takes down Lunacy, and we have Solar and ByuN facing off in a ZVP. Scrolling down a little bit further, we have Percival waiting for Luna of herO and Patches. That is going to be our next matchup. Un momento. As we are waiting for herO and Patches to finish up their series. Yeah, we are going to be waiting. That's going to be our next matchup. Scrolling down a little bit further, we have MaxPax. MaxPax is up against Shinobu in the next round. We have Creator versus Swordov as well in a PVZ. So the tournament is progressing. The first round is all concluded, and the second round is underway. Honestly, Solar versus ByuN looks like a very high-profile matchup, and I was very tempted to follow either Solar or ByuN into each other, but I had to be there for our boy, but I had to be there for Eric, of course. Okay. As it looks like we're going to be jumping in mid-series. Interesting. So it looks like Percival's match is being held. Looks like it's being held. Oh wait, no. So it's so good. So it looks like Pig is covering ByuN versus Solar, and it looks like they wanted to hold Percival versus Percival's match, but looks like that won't be happening. So we're good to go. But otherwise, sorry, just catching up with the chat. Catching up. Yeah, GG, well played. With that, oh sorry, I think we have some other updates here. Scrolling down, oh no, yeah, we went over everything already. So we're going to be cutting to a short break. Our goal here is to wait for herO and Patches to finish their series and follow the winner into Percival. Technically, we could switch over to ByuN versus Solar, but it's all good. We can it's all good. They can. I think they're about to begin their series even. But again, Pig already has that matchup, so let them cover that. So we have herO, Patches, and Percival, and we'll be following that into the lower bracket as well. Coming into to this, MaxPax is the favorite player. There's a high chance it's going to be a PvP lower semifinals. Best of luck to both Percival, Creator, and Sort of for trying to stop MaxPax and herO, the top 2 seeds, from facing off against each other. Scrolling up, I would say that it's more favored to see Clem versus Solar in the upper semis, but best of luck to ByuN. He's a fan favorite, of course. He's a good player, and it would be nice to see him cause a bit of an upset there and maybe have a rematch against Clem. We'll see. We shall see. But the tournament is progressing. There's also, I believe, another map. So I mentioned earlier there's a custom map pool. We already featured Lumen, we featured Storm Surge. We have yet to feature Washout and Dream and Scars. Dream and Scars was from the previous TLMC. I'm curious if it's going to be resubmitted. I'm not too fond of the idea of resubmitting maps. I don't necessarily like that as much, but at the same time, I also feel like that's a map that should have been in this map pool as well and deserves to have its time in the sun. So we'll see. We'll see if we get to feature it again. Esther, Dream and Scars. Otherwise, we're going to be cutting to a break. I'm going to be cutting to a break here, so we'll see you guys soon after the break with our next matchup. Again, still waiting for Patches. I think Patches is streaming his POV, right? He might be. Might be streaming his POV. Let's see. There's Miguelito. There's Kanoya. Nice is streaming his POV. No, it looks like Patches is not live. Okay. Regardless, we're going to be cutting to a break, and we'll see you guys soon after the break. See you soon. Bye. See you soon. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Ooh, I hope you enjoyed that lovely brutal OST. I do apologize for the extended break. We were just waiting for players to finish up their matches as we have our next series. Our next series is a broadcast here. We're going to be following Percival into the quarterfinals and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Dreams and Scars. We have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the Red Protoss. So one of the top seeds of the tournament, it is herO for T1. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran. It is Percival. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chats. Hold on. Just got to make sure that the predictions are working. I think they worked last time. Hold on. Sorry. That's why they didn't work. The other one was still open. But if you're in the chat, there it is. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we get into our quarterfinals. Let's go. Let us go. And welcome one and all to Dreams and Scars. Dreams and Scars is from the previous TLMC, from the previous Team Liquid map contest. We actually featured this map actually did make it into didn't make it into top 16, but we did feature it quite heavily when it comes to other tournaments. Again, when it comes to the map itself, we do have a new interesting kind of ideology here. So a couple of things. Dreams and Scars has two possible spawn locations. You can spawn in, it's always diagonal spawn, either bottom left and top right, or bottom right and top left. But each diagonal spawn is different from the other. So if we had, that's why you have the Dream spawn and you have the Scar spawn, which I believe currently have the Dream spawn location. Here we do have our base being taken on the left hand side. You can take your high yield gas geyser as a natural. So here is being very greedy, very greedy here. The SCV does scout, does confirm, and we'll see if Percival can punish this expansion. Remember, this base does have a high yield gas geyser, that is true, but how do you reinforce this expansion? You don't. You have to knock down these rocks to break down these rocks to gain access to your own base. Otherwise, the base is on the low ground compared to this high ground location. Percival, here we go. He's going behind the mineral line. Show us the bunker. Show us the bunker, man. There it is. Bunkers on the way. Reapers rallying across the map. Percival did go for an economic opener, racks expand into a later factory, but the bunker's on the way, and again, it's going to be a difficult defense for herO. As Reaper is going to head down to low ground. herO has now scouted the bunker, and again, herO to reinforce, he has to go the long way around. He has to go so far around here to actually save this expansion, to try to protect. It's so difficult to do so. Here at the same time, we're going for his own proxy. Bunker is revealed. Oh. And the Reaper gets in. The Reaper gets in with that denied any kind of mining here at the natural base. No mining. No denial. Or is denied. And here is being forced into the all-in. Okay, how many gateways? Oh, Jesus, proxy robo. One base all-in. One base all-in out of herO. He is going to commit. I don't see herO dealing with this bunker. Again, the SCV is here to repair. Ooh, does catch some Marines, though. It does catch the rally. That's going to be what? That's 2 Marines going down. Percival doesn't really have much of him to defend. He does have 4 Marines. Cyclone is on the way. But again, it's going to be a messy defense here for Percival. Also, I don't know if you noticed those stutters, but I'll turn on my VPN after this game. Yeah, so far getting an SCV. Picking up the Marines. And here is overwhelming. Yeah, he's just overwhelming the army. There's no safety bunker. There's no defensive setup. Percival here stuck at home. His pants are down. Fabulous pants are down. And the all-in has arrived. The wall is open. Yeah, the wall is open. Here he can just walk in. He's just going for the depots, though. Catching up more Marines. Goes put it further into the main. Yeah, it does push further in. Boys are being pulled. Oh, no. The herO lay reaction. Lay reaction at the herO. But now starts to kite back. Getting a War Prism in, so now he can juggle his units. He now can micro. He can micro. The bunker finally is going to go down, so herO has an economy. He can start to mine. Can he kill the CC? Oh my god, the tank! He's crazy. Tank moves down. Nice juggling. Nice control. As that tank is still very low. Yeah, low on HP. Tank does fall. Massive pickup. Does trade out 3 stalkers in the process, but that was still a better trade for herO. GG gets called. He breaks the natural, and herO takes game number 1. Whew. GG. As I very quickly have to turn on my VPN, and hopefully I'm able to. But GG well played. GG well played. With that, herO takes the lead in the series, and now we are getting into game number 2. Going to be loading into Winter Madness. Let's go. Is that map in the map pool? It is. Okay. Oh, here we go. We're getting into our next game. Going to be loading into game number 2. Going to be loading into Winter Madness here. Again, winding it back. percival did a great job when it comes to denying the expansion. Again, herO, he invested into a Nexus, invested into a Pylon as well, and a Shield Battery, and the Adept, and it was doing nothing across the map. It was a kind of a quote-unquote waste of investment, but herO went for the Proxy at the same time. Proxy Gateway, Proxy Robo, went for the one base all in, and percival, he was caught with his pants down. The pants were down completely, and herO did pop off, and here we go. Now we're getting the end number 2, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing T1. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Terran player, the South Korean Terran. It is percival. Let's go. Let us go. I did not update the Twitch stream title, my apologies. But we're settling into our next matchup, into our PvT. Coming into this here, we'll see, I mean, a much more standard map, of course, standard natural and third base locations. We should be seeing a much more standard setup here from both percival and herO. It should be. So now we are going for an economic opener. Ranks expand out of percival. No double gas setup. No double gas shenanigans. Likewise, no proxy. There's no e-way block. There's no racks across the map. There's no pylon being thrown down. So far, everything's looking normal. And of course, herO confirms. herO does confirm the lack of gas. So now we can calm down after a chaotic game 1. Calm down. Jesus. As herO does take a lot of hits. Has to pull away. And it does pull away, does race back home. And from here, percival, going for the early tech lab into early Marauder production. Okay, so a couple of things. Remember, herO, he's scouted. herO knows that it's an economic opener. He knows that the CC is on the low ground. And percival, he wants herO to try to punish him. He wants herO to send a Stalker or Adept across the map. And percival, his goal here is to go early Marauder and try to catch the first units. And punish the punish. Behind this, so he's going early Marauder. It's very common to go early Marauder into a 3-ax follow-up, into a stim timing. That is often what it leads into. Not always. If this was ByuN, I would assume 3rd CC into 3-ax or 3CC 3-ax. But here it's percival, and there it is. 3-axes are getting up and running. So the goal here is for later stim. When I say later, I mean after, of course, Concussor Shell. Early in grand scheme of things, there we go. Let's catch our Stalker. There's a recall. Oh my god, recall actually saves the Stalker just in time. Very clutch recall. Here he does pull out. percival, he fails to catch the first units. I mean, in a sense, he did. The Stalker's still quite low. Quick reactions out of herO. He's setting up defensively. Adept moves out. Uh-oh. herO, he's up to 2 Stalkers. The battery is about to finish. percival's rallying. He's got 3 Marauders. 3 marauders moving out. And herO, he doesn't commit into the expansion. Okay, so he does give a lot of respect to herO. He doesn't see, he doesn't scout, he does not push in. He assumes that herO would be ready in time. He assumes that there would be a defensive position here, so he does not waste his units. Behind this, just building up, preserving his marauders, and waiting for stim. Remember, it's not like he's wasting an opportunity here. He's not. He's building up towards a later timing, because this is not a 3x stim timing. It's a 4x 2-base all-in. That extra X does mean that he's just doubling down into an all-in instead. He may pull the boys with this as well. So he may decide to pull the boys. This is hyper aggressive. Ooh, what did herO see? herO, he saw the restore, so he knows the stim is on the way. He saw the second rack, so he knows that there's a high chance it's at least at 3 racks. And we know that it's more than that. And there it is, the boys are being pulled. As we mentioned, 2-base all in, and the boys are being pulled. herO, he commits across the map. Again, herO, he does not know the entirety of the story here. He knows it's aggressive, he knows stim is coming, but he doesn't know the boys are as well. Oh. Link is done. Nice control. Pulls away, picks up a marine. The SCVs have arrived here. He spots the SCVs, he knows. Yeah, that's what the army. He pulls away, we're losing 1 stalker. 1 stalker goes down, the boys are being pulled as well for herO. The boys are on the boys. And herO, he's getting some of the marauders here. Again, there's barely any marines, barely any buffer. Probes are falling, but that's fine. herO can afford to lose them. And with extra weapons here, he shuts us down. Yeah, he shuts us down completely. Yeah, cleans up the army, blinks on 4, takes down the remaining marauders. Ay, ay, ay. Oof. As herO, he's trying to race back. Does trade. Gets 2. Okay. Gets 2 stalkers. Gets a 3rd stalker towards the end. Very nice trades. Even here, punishing herO's blink. The blink is punished. herO, calm down. Calm down, pappy. Calm down. As the immortal is revealed, herO, he has to respect it. But this was a messy follow-up out of herO. Very, very messy. Even here, herO's up against 4 marauders. Okay, herO backs off. herO, he backs off. Behind this, we do have the follow-up here. herO, he is building up into a 2-base setup. Starport, eBay, +1. herO, the all-in did fail, but he did kill a lot of workers. He did kill a lot of stalkers. He can try to macro out of this. But herO's punishing. herO's rallying across. Oh my god, clutch save. But herO cannot break through. As herO's running out of units, he needs a warp in. Going for the immortal drop. Colossus are amassing back at home. That immortal is so low. Jesus. And what's important is that herO still doesn't have a 3rd CC, right? He's still on 2 bases. He's still committed here. Likewise, so is herO, but herO is more reactive. Now here comes a 3rd base for both players. Okay. Now, coming in towards the mid-game, I do favor Percival's economy currently. I do prefer it. Meanwhile, we got the Colossus drop. Let's go. And we be dropping. Speed is almost done. Drops into the mineral line. Got to respect those marauders. Gotta respect them. Speed is now done. Prism can zoom in. Delays the CC. Delays command center. Gets into the mineral line. Do we get another swipe off? We do. Getting 4 CV so far. Jesus, the Colossus gets very low. It's tempting to go for another swipe, but he would lose the Colossus. Viking is out. Prism has to get the hell out of here. Thankfully, he does have speed. And does get away. A nice target firing, getting 1, 2, 3 probes. 3 probes go down. Attempt to warp into the main. As I mentioned before, I do prefer Percival's current economy. It should lead into a larger army. But can he break the Colossus? Zones away. Yeah, zones away. There's barely any support for the Colossi. Charge is done. Colossus gets low. Oh, Colossus goes down. Miscontrol. Yeah, miscontrol there by herO. Down to 1 Colossus. Nice save. Oh, Prism gets hit. Oh, the Prism. Get out of here. Yeah, Prism is going to be zoned away. And Percival breaks into the mineral line. 12 probe kills. Critical damage is being dealt. And Percival, can he kill? Can he end it? Barely not. Yeah, barely not. I believe the Colossus is still alive. Now coming in. Oh my god, the Prism is going to be hunted down. Colossus as well. Uh-oh. And even though herO technically holds, he lost 17 probes. He lost 17 workers. Percival, he has a greater economy. As we mentioned, Percival, he had the stronger follow-up on 2 bases. Had a larger army, had more momentum. And Percival is here to force the ace match. He's here to end it. He's here to end it. Land the Vikings back. Yeah, let's go. As again, Percival, he is close to just breaking herO. He can do it. Going for Viking harass. Pushing into the 3rd, catching up more probes. And it's just an uphill battle here for herO. He needs his Nova to connect to have a chance in this game. Zealots are coming from behind. They catch reinforcements. Very nice Zealot flank. Oh my god. Yeah, the flank assault at the same time. The Vikings, they land in the mineral line. 11, 12 probes go down. herO does hold his own against the main army. But the economy is still in the gutter here for herO. Oof. Yeah, losing more stalkers. No shot. Getting a 4 CC? Jesus. Yeah, Percival, he has so many workers to work with here. I mean, he has such a strong economy, I should say. A very strong economy. Liberators behind this, making 4 Liberators at a time. herO has no answer. The reality, he has no answer for these Liberators. This is the army. He's got 3 stalkers. And he's got 7. So 7 stalkers in total coming together. Jeez, such a marauder heavy composition. And here he's been treading water for the past, like, what, 5 minutes? He's been treading water. It's impressive. He's surviving. But he's only surviving. He's not really living here. Okay, morphing a couple of Archons. Academy's done. Going for the Doom drop? Okay. I would have assumed that everything together would be a little bit stronger here. This is risky. Depower some of the gateways. Percival, he has to get out of here. He cannot lose this army. Okay, does pull away. Like, again, a frontal assault bringing everything together would be so much stronger here for Percival. Just waiting for his reinforcements, waiting for ghosts. He already has 3 ghosts all together here. Ooh, medevac goes down. Percival throwing away a drop here. Percival, we gotta lock in. We gotta. He throws away a drop. A couple of medevacs get picked up. Percival, calm down, Pappy, calm down. Yeah, here we go. Liberation has arrived. Nice EMPs. Nice EMPs on the Archon, on the Stalkers, and Percival should win this fight. Yeah, the Colossus, they're being shut down by the Vikings. Liberators, they rain down on the ground army as well. And herO will lose everything. He'll lose everything here. The Archons, the Immortals, GG gets called, and Percival, he will tie the series 1-1. Ooh, GG. GG, well played again. Percival, he had a massive lead after the 2-base all-in. He did not kill herO, but he did cripple him. herO, if you remember, he did lose a lot of probes in the process, but it wasn't just that. herO overextended. He overextended after he defended at the natural. He lost so many Stalkers being overly aggressive. So herO, he fell behind economically, but he also lost his army as well. Like, he just overextended, lost too many Stalkers. In that moment, Percival was able to take a lead economically, lead the army, and just overwhelm and shut herO down. Even though herO was surviving on 3 bases. Again, he was just treading water. He didn't really have any momentum. He lost too many probes in the aftermath, and of course all of his army as well. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're getting into game number 2. Sorry, game number 3. We're getting into the ace match. Let's go. Let us go. Seems like a common thing from herO recently, the overcommitments. Yeah, we've seen that a couple of times, right? We saw that herO versus Cure, right? herO versus Cure in the finals of War TV Monday, and we saw that herO versus ByuN in Sparkling Tuna Cup. But yes, we have been seeing it a lot. I've been pinning it a little bit on overconfidence, like overcommitments. But we have been seeing quite often in the past week, like that's what I mean, in recent times, like in the past week, in the past couple of weeks, like herO winning a fight, doing well, and then just pushing out too much. Like we gotta calm down, herO. we gotta calm down. We saw it against Cure, we saw it against ByuN, we're seeing it here against Percival, but here we go, spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Ruby Rock. We have the South Korean Protoss player, we have the red Protoss representing T1. It is herO. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran. It is Percival. Let's go. Let us go. So we're getting into the ace match here, and once again we're loading into Ruby Rock. Ruby Rock is one of the smaller maps in the map pool. Smaller map, shorter rush distance by ground. Aggression is favored on this map, and we do expect to see Percival commit into aggression. Last game he went for a straight up 2-base all-in after a Marauder opener. A 2-base all-in would work very nicely here as well. We should be seeing safer play out of herO, but it's on herO. Because even though we should be seeing safer play, is he one that plays safe? No, he's really not. So we'll see how our two players approach this. I can see herO trying to be the aggressor instead, right? I just mentioned aggression is favored on Ruby Rock. It doesn't have to come from the Terran. It could come from the Protoss instead. And one way to try to hard counter an all-in, if you believe your opponent's going to be aggressive, we could even see herO open charge. Right, like opening charge would be like a proactive way to deal with a 2-base all-in. So we'll see how herO does approach this. We'll see how he techs up. But now gate expand into Cybercore, into most likely Twilight Council. A Stargate would make no sense in this position here. It's like Stargate play is fine on larger maps, but we should not be seeing that here on Ruby Rock. Meanwhile, economic opener out of Percival. Rax expands. So economic starts out of our Terran player. Everything's looking normal so far, but this can still lead into aggression. It's still on the table. Speaking of, we're going into our factory. Our SCV does skirt, our Reaper does skirt around the edge of the map, making its way towards the main. Does spot the hallucination, and we'll be able to slip in. It's going to be a Twilight Council out of herO. We have our tech of choice. So far, the Sentry's keeping up with the Reaper. Let's go. Oh my god. Jesus. Oh, the Reaper. Calm down. Takes a lot of damage, down to 3 HP. Does pull out in time, and the hallucination confirms the faster command center and also the 111. So again, everything looks normal, everything looks standard out of Percival. Does confirm that there's no add-on swap, there's no reactor to Hellion, for example. There's no Reaper Hellion. And here is building up. So far, Percival, he has failed to get into the main base, so he still doesn't really know what's going on, which is a little bit concerning. How many gateways? We have a 1 gate in the main base, we have a 2nd gateway at the natural. So far, it's 2 gate blink. I mean, I will say that herO hasn't seen anything that does kind of ring any alarm bells. We do see fake cloak being researched out of Percival. Hallucination moves in, and herO does spot the research. Percival's trying to force an inefficient start. There it is, a robo before expanding. Okay. Force to get the robo. Meanwhile, the big shout out to Miguelito. Gah, papi, gah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Vindicta, for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Hope you had a great time. Estimate. Hope you had a great time. Gracias, papi. Gracias. Welcome, bienvenidos. Welcome one and all to PiGosaur Cup number 71. We're here in the quarterfinals. We're in the quarterfinals here. We're tied up 1-1. We are in the ace match. This is where it all ends. Winner of this series does advance on to the semifinals. Slated to win against MaxPax, but we'll see. There's still MaxPax creator and sort of down there in the lower part of the bracket. Exclamation mark B. If you want to see the bracket yourselves. As Percival does slip in. herO did go for a third base after the robo. And so far, Percival denying mining time. Helen Reaper slipping into the third. Hey, getting a couple of probes, not bad. Yeah, battery is now done. 2 probes go down. Percival does at least get some value out of his Reaper Hellion. And this entire time we've been building up. Stim is on the way. Combat shield's on the way. Percival is building up his army. herO this time not working towards Colossus. We have the Templar Archives on the way instead, working towards Storm. Storm is on the way. herO breaks in, gets an SCV, delays the depot. Getting some damage here. First one moves out, does he notice the shimmer? Focusing on the main push. Stim is done in 3 seconds. And the boys are... I mean, again, we did mention that there was a high chance that we see a 2-base all-in of Ruby Rock, and there it is. The boys are being pulled. herO, he scouts with the Observer, of course, he did see. And hero's getting ready back at home. Storm is not going to be a factor here. No splash damage. There's your first auto turret. But again, no Storm, no Colossus. And herO is equal with no charge either. He has nothing. Yeah, herO has nothing. The boys are being pulled. herO is being broken. Too greedy here, saturating his third base completely. And the third is going to go down. herO, he is in danger. He is in trouble. We spoke earlier about herO playing safe. And again, he was just building up, teching up, expanding, saturating. And Percival, has he done it? Kills all the Zealots, the Archon, massive connections on the Stalkers. And Percival, he's overwhelming. He's overwhelming. And the one thing here is that thankfully there is a second Immortal on the way, but is that really going to be enough? Is it going to be enough? Tanks are sieging up. The slow lots, Pappy. Yeah, the Natural's being broken. The pylon goes down. Depowers the robo. The Artosis pylon. Stalkers, they cannot even dive in. They're so low on HP. hero's trying to buy time. Charge almost done. True. Charge is finishing up. And hero's going to try to collapse in with charge lots. herO catching reinforcements as well. True. Getting ready for a surround. This is it. They're collapsing in the army. Nice marauder positioning. They do focus on the Stalkers. The Zealots, they do rush in. They get 1 tank. They're going to get the 2nd tank as well. But now we can stim. Yeah, now we can stim. Now we can win. The Immortals are called out. And Percival has done it. Has broken the main army. And herO will not be making it to the semifinals. Instead, it is going to be Percival. As takes out the final remaining units here. No Zealots left. Only Stalkers. Percival, he can stim. And he can win. The 2-base all-ins, Baffy. They hit strong. Yeah, as again, herO, he was none the wiser. He was none the wiser until he saw the boys being pulled. But up until that point, remember, herO, he believed it was a Banshee-based follow-up. He believed it was an economic opener and follow-up as well. It was building up, teching up, probing, saturating. Your base trade? Are we... That's Percival, he reinforces. This is the last remaining army. We're down to, what, 6 Stalkers? 6 Stalkers, 2 Zealots. We got 1 Archon morphing in. More Zealots coming in from behind. Getting on top of the Liberator. At least trying to. And nicely poking here out of Percival. Ooh, massive connection on the Zealots. Once 1 Liberator goes down, he gets 1. And again, you can see here is microing his heart out. Losing the Archon, loses the Sorkers as well. That's it. 0 units left. GG gets called. And Percival will claim the series, advancing on to the semis. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Percival. Hyper aggressive series here. Game 1, herO went for a 1 base all in. Game 2, Percival was able to pull off a 2 base all in, and game 3, 2 base all in. Once again, different variations, true, different variations, different builds, bear that in mind. But Percival, he was able to build up on 2 bases. He was able to feign a Banshee play. He was able to make it look like a standard opener. I mean, it was a standard opener as well. Here was just chilling, probing, building up. He went 2 gate blink. He went 2 gate blink into a robo, then into a 3rd base, so he had minimal gateways. Likewise, he delayed charge to get the Templar Archives. Remember that. He delayed charge to get the Templar Archives to build up into Storm, but Storm was not a factor. It was, again, because he delayed Storm then to get charge, and then charge was too late. Storm was never researched. Like, it was all just kind of like a, again, building up into a longer game. Like, herO was cutting corners, he was being greedy, he was building up in towards the mid game, got shut down. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to Percival, and we're catching up with our next game. Where are we headed? Where are we going? Let's go. Let's catch up on the brackets. Let's figure out where we are and where we are headed. Okay, as we have our semis already. Oh my God, Jesus. Hopefully I'm not too late. I was chilling on the Korean server, pappy. Hold on. Have to quickly head on over to the Americas. I mean, they're still conducting the vetoes. It should be okay. But MaxPax, he takes down Shinobu, takes down Creator 2-0, sort of took a map. Yes, this sort of, okay. Sort of, he did take a map off of Creator, very impressive, but in the end, Creator did claim the series. We then have our next matchup here. It's going to be a best of 3, sorry, it's going to be best of 5 between MaxPax and Percival. Remember, something unique about the PiGosaur Cup is that the semifinals are best of 5s. That is a unique feature. Meanwhile, in the upper portion, Solo versus ByuN still mid-series, Clem versus Nice is still mid-series as well. Typically, we cover the semifinals, and that leads us right into the grand finals, but there is a chance that because the upper matches are taking so long, we might be able to cover both semifinals one after the other. Might be able to do so. For now, though, our main focus is Percival versus MaxPax. If it finishes quickly, then we might be able to catch the upper match as well. We'll see. We shall see. Meanwhile, a big shout out to Late Chrononauts. God, baby, God. Thank you so much for subscribing for 18 months. That's a lot of months, baby. That's a lot of months. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing. Hope you enjoy the content. Hope you enjoy the StarCraft. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for all the great casting. Gracias, baby. Gracias. Appreciate the kind words. Appreciate it. As we do need to set up. Go. As Vitas are underway, and we should be able to catch our next series. Should be able to. Beautiful. Percival's been taking some names this past week. MaxPax now herO. I mean, Percival, I'm pretty sure he beat MaxPax a couple of months ago. Like, over the past year, and specifically, I guess, over the past 6 months, Percival, he's been getting some really good results. Like this example, beating herO, beating MaxPax, beating ByuN again. Like he was on a bit of a win streak against ByuN. I've said this before, I'll say it again. I do think that Percival's current weakest matchup, and has been for a long time, is TVZ. I will say this TVZ is where he struggles the most. Like, he has literally beaten the best Terran and Protoss players in the world. Like, he's beaten players like ByuN, like Cure. He's beaten players like herO and MaxPax. Like, he's beaten the top Protosses. I think he even beat classic ones. He's beaten the top Protosses and beaten the top Terrans, but in TVZ, that is where he has struggled the most in at the moment, and where he causes the least amount of upsets. I want to say there was a week where he did beat Shin, but that was like maybe 4 months ago. But he did beat Shin that one time. I think he's beaten Solar once. I think, did he beat him in like the last season GSL qualifiers maybe? There's been like a couple of wins here and there, but that's where he's maybe the most inconsistent in. But the other matchups, he's been getting better and better results. I will still say that he's like still a level below like your ByuN and your Cure, but like just below them. And I still say below Bunny. But Percival's been improving a lot. Improving a lot over the past year. And he's starting to beat them on a more regular basis. He's still not favored, I would say. Like, yeah, I would not favor him against herO, right? Even though he did just beat him. But like it's becoming a little bit more of a regularity here. Which is exciting. It's really cool. He's a really fast player. It's very fast, a lot of multitasking, a lot of aggression, of course. That's where he thrives, is that aggression. It's crazy. It's been an impressive year for Percival. Impressive 12 months. For now, though, we're going to be cutting to a break. We're going to be cutting to a break here, and when we come back, we'll have the lower semis. Again, I believe Bomyoja is casting Solo versus ByuN. Where are they exactly? What's going on with that series? It's lasting a while. They're in the ace match again. Yeah. So ByuN and Solo, they're tied up 1-1. They're in the ace match. So that should be wrapping up momentarily. I don't know if anyone's casting Clan versus Nice. I don't know if anyone's covering that. But for now, we're going to be cutting to a break. We're going to be cutting to a break, and when we come back, we'll have the lower semis. See you soon. See you soon after the break. Help. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that lovely brutal OSC as we've returned. We've returned here with our next matchup. We've returned with the semi-finals, the semi-finals here of the PiGosaur Cup number 71. In a crazy turn of events, it is not a PvP, it is not herO versus MaxPax, it is instead a TvP, and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Washout, we have the Danish Protoss player, the red Protoss, representing System Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran. It is Percival. Here we go. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we load into Washout, one of the up-and-coming TLMC maps. Let's go. Let us go. Settling into this though, again, if you're in the chat, MaxPax is the favorite player, but hey, Percival, he just took down herO. Can he take down MaxPax as well? herO at times was being overly aggressive, over committing, but also being too greedy, especially in that final game. I'm sure MaxPax was watching, and I'm sure he'll be taking a safer approach, but we'll see. Percival, he's done it before. Can he do it again? Meanwhile, welcome to Washout. Washout, again, is a newer up-and-coming map. I believe this map was already featured in the previous TLMC. Yes, I think so. Yeah, it does look familiar. We do have a hybrid expansion location here on the right-hand side. We do have a pretty standard setup here. I mean, the natural is a little bit more open, so we have a wider entrance into the natural. There's no ramp at the natural either. The ramp is further out towards the center of the map instead. We do have our triangular third base. Once again, a wider entrance into the triangular third and a massive entrance into the fourth expansion as well. So we have wider entrances. The defensive rotation pattern is relatively straightforward. I will say there's a decent amount of distance in between the natural and the third base, so this area in between them can be abused. This is going to be a critical juncture and a critical point to try to make sure your opponent does not get up the ramp and does not take over this position. We do have the linear third base instead, which feels a little bit more secure just because this ramp is more narrow, so you can like hold on to this position and then keep your army a little bit more centralized here instead. You can knock down these towers. Interesting. Oh no, sorry, I think these towers destroyed the patches, right? Yeah, I remember. So this is one of the unique features of this map, is this tower here, you can kill it, it falls over and it destroys the gold patches. And I believe the same is here as well. So you can actually destroy the gold patches at some point of your opponents. I remember. The rotation between the main and the natural is also quite far, actually, regarding referring to Blink Stalkers. For now, we do have an economic opener. We're settling in. Racks expand into factory. Likewise, standard open out of MaxPax. The center of the map here is interesting as well. We do have rocks throughout the center. They can be knocked down. They can be opened up. Gold patches. There's some interesting features. Once again, yeah, every set of gold patches can be destroyed. Do we have Moopies back here? What is that? What is that? Yellow 4. Show us the Moopie. There's got to be Moopies up here, right? There's got to be. We're hunting for Moopies. Where do they go? Nothing up there. We'll keep an eye out. Keep an eye out. For now, though, we do have the follow-up. Percival just getting to zone 2-1-1, eventually 3-1 setup, opening with a Wooder Mine job, designed to scout, designed to find some potential damage, but mainly scouting information. As the medevac does boost across the map. But we are entering the season of, soon to be featuring these newer TLMC maps in tournaments. Oh my god. As MaxPax does play safe, 3-gate blink, so 3-gate blink out of MaxPax. Wooder Mine stage drop in, medevac goes down, a clean defense here by MaxPax, losing 2 probes, 3. Okay, a little bit messy towards the end. Hellion comes in from behind, gets 1 volley off, the probes get low, but only 1 volley. As the Reaper dips into the main. Confirms the gateways, but no major damage. Overall, a better defense here for MaxPax, killing the Widowmines, the Medevac, and the Hellion Reaper for 3 workers. Oh, okay, MaxPax rushing into his third, but also, I say rushing, claiming his third base, but rushing into a faster Templar Archives. Okay. So working towards Storm, working towards splash damage. MaxPax does move out, and back at home it's on Percival to keep up. He's got 2 bunkers on low ground. He's got his 2 bunkers in the position. Oh. First bunker taking a lot of hits. Nice focus firing on the SCVs. Where is the tank behind this? Tank just now arriving. The first tank was on the high ground. But now we're up to 2 tanks, and Percival he will hold. Nice SimCity in the main. Very nice. Just holds on. The MaxPax going for more SCVs. Catching out 6 in total. And Storm is on the way. Storm is on the way. The rush distance by ground is longer on this map, so longer rush distance by ground. All-ins would not be favored here. It looks to be longer. I don't have the numbers yet. As we're building up into the mid game. Okay, let's go. Third CC is on the way. Building up into a longer game state. This is not something that we saw against herO. Personally, he is applying pressure. He's being active. Personally, calm down. Oh, MaxPax even. As MaxPax does swap the army. Forcing the siege. Storm is done, and MaxPax should be fine. Yes, plenty of High Templar. Percival at the same time does run away the War Prism. May even catch it. Oh, not quite. Yeah, Prism gets away. And MaxPax holds. We just see MaxPax attempting to take his 4th base. Percival does go for a big rotation. Does go all the way around. Army gets spotted. Here come the storms. It's the first. Ooh, oh my god, the target firing. Every Templar goes down. Yeah, every Templar falls. Massive pickups, and Percival, he can just keep going. He can't just keep pushing. He just caught 3 High Templar. Jesus. That was insane target firing out of Percival. Yeah, he's moving in. MaxPax sees in trouble. Thankfully, there's not much within range here of the tanks. Going for the drop. It does go for the drop. Getting on top of the production. Behind this, MaxPax coming in from behind, going for the tanks. And can he break through? Yeah, here come the storms. There's 1 storm left. Ooh, does pick up in time. Tanks being thrown away, and MaxPax holds. He does hold on, but again, some rough trades for MaxPax as he will lose all these zealots. Yeah, 1 zealot tries to get away. Better trades for Percival. And he pulls out. He pulls out. Percival, he has momentum. That's why he's up in army supply. Momentum is on his side. And we'll see if he can keep pushing. At the same time, MaxPax is trying to stabilize. We have a Bay on the way working towards Colossus. Here comes that 2nd army. MaxPax still does not have a 4th base. Okay, Percival making some moves happen. There's 4 soldiers and Medevacs are so low. Can he get 1? He does. Full Medevac goes down. Oof, this was not the play to go for. Yeah, risky maneuver here out of Percival. At the same time, storms to defend. The base is under fire. Can he get it? He's tempted. Does get a High Templar. He gets 1. He gets 2. 2 Templar go down. Drop is being dealt with. But he gets 15 probes. Wow, 15 probe kills. Critical damage. The expansion falls. And MaxPax, he's hurting. He's hurting so much right now. Going for a desperation counterattack. MaxPax, he delays the fourth, but remember, like, the Protoss wants to be up in expansion. MaxPax, he is far behind in the economy. He needs more damage. MaxPax, he's desperate for damage here. He's moving out across the map. He's now hitting the third base. MaxPax, he's desperate. Here come the storms. Nice, very nice. Jesus, that was a crazy storm. There's 3 storms left. Again, if the storms land, MaxPax can break through. Speaking of, we got another case storm here on the army. Jesus. Does get a little damage. Fourth base now being taken for Percival. And MaxPax still doesn't have a fourth of his own. Again, MaxPax is far behind. And we'll see if MaxPax can stabilize. Now, if given time, he's building up his Colossus. True, Colossus are amassing, more High Templar as well. It's a very delicate army that MaxPax has, but it has potential. Percival out of position. Uh-oh. Okay, rotating back over. MaxPax is moving in. Percival, can he come in from behind? Can we surround? Uh-oh. Does scan. Yeah, scans the army. EMP on the Colossus. Zelta moving in, catching out the Colossus already. Massive storms! Oh my god, the storms! Yeah, storms are connecting. Nice whole position though. Yeah, the whole position micro. EMP on the High Templar. 0 storms left. You can see Percival is cutting him off. Yeah, he's cutting him off. There's no way out of this. He's being hunted down. MaxPax, he cannot get away. He's trying. Oh my god, nice storm. Okay. Storm lands. Does pull out. Still a brutal trade for MaxPax. He still bleeds out all the Stalkers. Every Stalker goes down. Ay. Yeah, MaxPax will lose everything. He does not get away. He does not escape. He was intercepted, and MaxPax, he plummets in supply. But again, I don't blame him. As we mentioned before, MaxPax, he's been behind for like 5 minutes. Like, he was desperate for damage. He had to push. He gets punished for it. And that was it. That was his army. Percival pulling back, just healing up. We got the repairs going. This is giving MaxPax enough time to build up to 3 Colossus. True, he's making 2 Colossus at a time. But because of all these losses, MaxPax has no support, right? He needs a supportive army for his Colossi. He needs Zealots, Stalkers, Archons, Storm, High Templar. He's lacking all of that. And Percival is he's about to max out. He's about to max out. Now, a mistake that Percival could make here, and I would call it a mistake, is being too passive. He just won 2 major fights, 2 major engagements, and now is the time to start applying pressure. If he doesn't, then MaxPax will have room to breathe and room to recover. So that's something that we have to be wary of. Now scan EMP on the Nexus. Interesting. Yeah, Percival commits in. EMP's the other Nexus as well. This base should go down. Here comes the High Templar. Here comes the Storm. But just the one. Yeah, just the one Storm. Nice pick up here by Percival. Brings out the expansion. Now, what's important about what just happened, he does get a base, but he doesn't really touch the main army. Like, the main army is still slowly building up here with the Colossus, with the High Templar. We have a 4th Colossus on the way. We need some more trades here from Percival. Percival, he's missing macro cycles. He's max. Well, I should say he has 1,000. He has all this minerals in the bank, minerals and gas. Okay, switching into the fusion core. But yeah, Percival's macro was slipping for a moment there. Percival, he was up in supply. He still is, but MaxPax again, he's recovering. He's double expanding. Percival, he did not scout the northern base. He doesn't know. Yeah, he does. This base should be being punished. Ay. MaxPax is clawing his way back into this. And Percival, okay, now he's checking. Is it too late? Again, he needs to punish these expansions. Scans for the army. Again, MaxPax, he was down 70 supply. Now he's only down 20. Ah. That's moving in. Nice storm. Storm zones away. EMP does graze the army. Again, this expansion needs to go down. MaxPax out of position. Zealots, can they buy some time? They can. Ooh, as Percival, he rotates here. He rotates over. Big rotation. MaxPax once again out of position. He does miss the rotation, and MaxPax, he should lose 2 expansions. Yeah, 2 bases will go down. Massive pickoffs. Vikings are hunting for the Colossus. He gets 1. He gets 1. Massive EMPs. Oh my god. And Percival, he will take the fight. He will kill every single Colossus. GG gets called, and Percival takes game number 1. GG. Whew, GG, well played. I was concerned that that Percival was going to lose his lead. I was concerned that he was going to let it slip through his fingers there, but no, he was able to build up and thankfully was able to push in with some multi-pronged aggression and pull MaxPax out of position. MaxPax, he missed the rotations, he missed the army movement, and he lost 2 bases. He took a really rough fight. Again, we saw that Percival, he had the army he needed, plenty of Vikings, he had Liberators on the way as well. GG. GG, well played. Percival does take a lead in the series, and we'll see if he can extend that lead even further. Let's go. Oh, let us go. As we are loading into game number 2, winding it back. Oh. Winding it back when it comes to why game 1 turned out the way that it did. If you recall, Percival took a massive lead early on when he was able to break the 4th base. If you remember, he killed the 4th expansion of MaxPax. Didn't just kill the 4th base, he killed, was it 14 probes? Like 14 to 16 probes also went down as well. And he also killed the High Templar. Like, he was able to cripple MaxPax. If you remember, we were harping on this, but after MaxPax lost his 4th base and after he lost his mineral line, MaxPax was desperate. That was the verbiage that we used. He was desperate for damage. That's why MaxPax was being hyper aggressive, pushing, because he needed to find some damage. In doing so, he got surrounded. If you recall, we saw that Percival was able to come in from behind, able to look down the army and clean up the army twice. So like 2 big winning fights for Percival, taking a massive lead and ensuring that he was just ahead and stayed ahead. Ahead economically, ahead in the army. But here we go, spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Winter Madness. Oh, sorry, even before that, if you recall, the tank push on the top side as well. I think that was after Percival had killed the 4th, right? I think it was after the 4th base had gone down, where Percival, he pushed on the top side, got his tanks within range, and won a better fight. Won another fight, I should say. There we go, spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Winter Madness. We have the Danish Protoss player. We have the Red Protoss representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Terran player, the blue Terran player himself, the South Korean Terran. It is Percival. Oh, thank you, Nihilistic Optimist. Thank you, baby, thank you. Love your cast. Yeah, thank you for the 100 bits. We appreciate the support. We appreciate it. Also, my apologies, I think I got it the other way around, where I think the 4th base was killed after Percival won the fight on the top side. If you recall, that fight began when he pushed with his tanks, with Percival sniping 3 High Templar. There were 4 High Templar, and we only saw 1 Storm because 3 High Templar went down to the tank volley. Like, Percival, he intentionally target fired those High Templar. He got 3 Templar with the first volley, and that was brutal. Like, that was it. That was crazy. But that was when Percival was pushing towards the main base of MaxPax. But yeah, those are the 2 big moments. Was Percival winning that fight, pushing towards the main, and also killing the 4th base. But regardless, we're now getting to game number 2, and we'll see if MaxPax can keep up with the army pushes, the army moves out, the army move outs, I should say. See if he can keep up. But now MaxPax is going to be opening up Twilight Council most likely into Blink. And we are loading into a much more standard map here. We're loading into Winter Madness, known for longer and later games. Which means there's a high chance we could see MaxPax cut corners. We could see a 2-gate opener into a faster 3rd. That is a viable option here for MaxPax. Now, do we end up in a situation if MaxPax opens up economically, does Percival commit to a 2-base all-in? 2-base all-ins are weaker on this map. They're weaker on Winter Madness, so I'm not in love with the idea of going for a 2-base all-in, but it can catch a greedy player off guard. The assumption, though, is that MaxPax opens up greedily. We'll see. Sapphire is getting a second gateway. Robo on 2 bases. Okay, so already taking some safety precautions. Does go for the Robo and a third. Yep, third gateway. Safe build. Safe build 2 games in a row. So MaxPax is calming down. He does not rush into a fast expansion. Oh. Did I say safe build? Sorry, I have to eat my own words here. I spoke too soon. That is a 4th gateway. Okay. Hyper aggression. Hyper aggression at MaxPax is going for Gapling Stalker. He's not just laying his third, he's laying it even further to commit here on 2 bases. Now, this is not an all-in. I should emphasize that. This is not an all-in. MaxPax will expand, will get a 3rd base, but it's going to be a delayed 3rd because he will have extra Stalker Warpins. And the goal here is to break the natural. The pressure is going to be on MaxPax. MaxPax needs to find damage here. He has to kill SCVs, he has to kill tanks, he has to disrupt the production, pick off some add-ons. He needs to do damage. If he doesn't, he will fall behind. That is the downside here, is that MaxPax is putting himself in a position where if he fails to do damage, he will fall behind economically. Mind Drop comes in, making its way into the main. MaxPax does pull away, losing 2 probes. Nothing major. Oh, even getting the medevac. Yeah, medevac goes down, gets a 3rd Widow Mine as well. Yeah, Percival, he was trying to be cheeky by saving one of the mines, but it was not worth it. And here comes a counterattack. Now, oh, Prism is already moving out. Yeah, Prism is already moving out. Stalkers as well. MaxPax can now expand. And here come the Warpins. MaxPax up told, oh no, the Raven! Oh, Raven gets caught out. Massive pickup. Oof. Raven goes down. MaxPax is rallying across the map. And Percival, he's in trouble. Losing 1, losing 2 SCVs. So far, good damage. So far, there's only 1 tank in between both bases. And MaxPax is going for the dive. He blinks in. And the tank is going to go down. Yeah, he's going to get the tank as well. We get the mass repair. Can he save it? Can he save the tank? He can't. He cannot save the tank. The tank goes down. MaxPax, he breaks through. A bit of a messy fight here at MaxPax. Going for the warp in. Gets a second tank. And now there are 0 tanks. Yeah, 0 tanks left. MaxPax, he can just blink his heart out. Picking up more SCVs. And again, Percival, he lost his drop, he lost his Raven. The purpose of the Raven and the drop is ideally to keep some supply busy, right? Imagine this push, but with 4 less Stalkers. Imagine MaxPax was forced to stay at home with some supply. Then this is weaker, then maybe that tank survives with the repair. True, true. Like, everything changes if the Raven and the medevac was still alive, but because they both got shut down, I mean, that's critical damage. That's game-ending damage. 18 SCVs go down. MaxPax now rotating over towards natural, and MaxPax, he's here to tie up the series. He's here to tie it up. Stalkers are very low. Takes down the bunker. Repairs not in time. Shouldn't get the other bunker though. Yeah, the boys are here. Does go for the SCVs instead. Yeah, 24 SCV kills. Crazy damage. A bit of miscontrol out of MaxPax, bleeding out some Stalkers here, but overall it's fine. He can afford to do so. He's got his 3rd base getting fully saturated. We have Charge on the way behind us as well. And a Percival, he is crippled on 31 SCVs. He is crippled. And again, it all came down to Percival losing his forms of harassment, his Raven and his drop. But not just that, it's losing his forms of harassment while also up against 4 Gapling Stalker. So the punish is even stronger than normal. So it all just kind of lined up here for MaxPax. Lined up. With that, Percival should be forced into a 2-base all-in. There's no macroing. Like, after losing 27 SCVs, there's no macroing out of this. Like, I spoke too soon, I guess. Yeah, Percival, he's like, 27 SCVs, it's fine, but we have mules. True, true. Terran does have mules. I'm sorry, I doubted you, Percival. I'm like, Cap. First, he has to commit. Again, he needs to find some damage here. MaxPax getting another expansion, getting a 4th base up and running. The soup does lie. Right now, the supplies are relatively close. But if you're looking at this, MaxPax is up over 20 probes, and that economy will soon translate into an army, right? We just got to wait for the warp ins, wait for the tech. As MaxPax can soon skyrocket ahead. As here come the Colossus. And you can see already the supply disparity now getting larger and larger. Now, there is a world, there is a chance, if MaxPax miscontrols, for example here, bleeds out a Stalker. If that keeps happening, right, if MaxPax throws away these Stalkers, if he goes in with a War Prism and if he loses it, if he's like inattentive and the Prism gets hunted down, if there's no backside potential, if Percival gets across the map with a drop and gets into the base and gets some worker kills and pulls out, like there are definitely opportunities here, but they're few and far between. Now, speaking of, hey, 3 free Stalkers, okay, like that's all we need. I was half joking where I was like, oh, if he throws away these Stalkers, he is throwing away the Stalkers. So if this keeps happening, then maybe. But we need more of that. We need. No. As MaxPax, he's just pushing. Yeah, he's just moving out. He's not resting in his laurels. MaxPax has got his first Colossus. He's moving out. Ooh, late blinks. Yeah, late blinks out of MaxPax. Bleeds out extra Stalkers. So MaxPax is building a more Colossus. Again, still in a stronger position. Again, he can still afford to make mistakes. Here he's locked in. Yeah. Nice control. Locks down some of the Bio. Nice force fields. Picks up Marines, Marauders. Gonna be collapsing in. Zalta just go to town here on the Bio army. The boys are being pulled in desperation. And MaxPax has done. He has broken Percival. GG gets called. And we are getting into game number 3. GG. Whew. GG, well played. We are tied up 1-1. We're getting into a game 3. Bearing in mind, though, this is a best of 5. Best of 5. So we still have plenty of games ahead of us. Regardless of who wins this game, that will get momentum in the series. But we still have more to come. Best of 5, puppy. Best of 5. As our next game is going to be on Tourmaline. Let's go. But here we go. We're going to be loading into Tourmaline. Tourmaline is one of the smaller maps of the map pool. Aggression is favored here, and we'll see how aggressive our players are going to be. Let's go. Also, un momento. Okay, we're good. We are good in spawning. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tourmaline, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss tying up the series 1-1 and forcing the ace match, representing Saxon Gaming for Denmark. It is MaxPax. From Denmark even. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing himself. Currently teamless, but I guess also representing Kirktown. It is Percival. Here we go. Calming down, we're settling in. As again, we're tied up 1-1. Loading into Tourmaline, aggression is favored here, and if you recall, I would say that is where Percival's at his best. Is these smaller maps? Give us Ruby Rock, 10,000 feet. Tourmaline, this is where Percival can be at his strongest. 2 base all-ins are stronger, they're more viable here, and we're expecting 2 base play out of Percival. That is expected. As a result, we should be seeing MaxPax play very safe. He's been doing so far. Kind of. Game 1, he went for a safer build. Game 2, he went for an aggressive one, of course, with 4 Gape Link. What's it going to be this time? I see in the YouTube chats, will those towers also be killing mining workers? That's a good question. I feel like testing would have to be required. Specifically, I think you're referring to if a worker would be mining the patch as the tower falls on the patch, that mining worker doesn't get killed. That I'm not so sure about. I know it kills the patches at least, but I'm not so sure about the SCVs. Testing required. Testing required. Apologize for getting late to your question, but that was in regards to game 1. But here we go. First of all, does move out with his initial Reaper. Behind this, going for a safety bunker as well. Slips into the mineral line. No major damage. Does confirm the tech. Does confirm the Twilight Council. It's a nice scout there from Percival. Does at least confirm there's no crazy shenanigans with like a Stargate opener or a Robo opener. Or 2 gates. Which order would have been revealed by now. Oh, as we're going for the 111, that is a slightly faster second Rax. Interesting. You have my attention. Do we turn this into a 2-1-1? 2-1-1s are quite rare in TVP. I know there is a variation of 2-1-1 where you go into tank and Viking production and you just rally across the map. That was really trendy like at the start of the year, like January. We saw everyone doing it. We saw Maru embracing it, Clem embracing it. Eyes are on Percival. After the mine drop. We'll see if he goes mine drop into tank Viking. Never mind. I believe that that variation of 2-on-1 all in is without the tech lab on the racks. It's without stim. I believe it's stimless. He could go tank add-on swap into there he is going tank Viking. Marauder. Oh, this is a unique variation. So usually, I believe usually it's done without this add-on here, and you just reinforce with Marines. But here he's reinforcing with some Marauders. This is an all-in, by the way. This is an all-in. The hallucination does get eyes on the 2-on-1. Doesn't exactly see what's being made. For all he knows, it could be a medevac. Job is moving out. Yeah, drop into the mineral line. Distracting MaxPax. MaxPax did open up 3 gates. Yeah, 3 gate blink and a Robo. Very safe play to MaxPax. He cancels the battery. Uh-oh. Battery gets cancelled. And I believe Percival's going to pull the boys with this. I believe he's going to pull the boys. Vikings this early on, the reason why this screamed all in is because landed Vikings actually do a lot of DPS to Stalkers. They dish out a lot of damage. So there's going to be 2 Vikings. Here we go. The boys are being pulled. A Percival, he commits across the map. And again, MaxPax, he canceled the battery. And he expands. Big misread. Big misread. Now he knows. Now he sees one Stalker goes down. Late blink. Yeah, late blink out of MaxPax. He's racing back home to defend. He was supply blocked. Had to kill a probe to make an immortal. Immortal is late. And Percival is now within range here of the gateway. I do feel like he could have pushed further forward here with that tank. Again, that tank is crucial. Here go the Stalkers. He dives in. He gets 1. Takes out one of the tanks. The other does survive. But late to siege. Punishing the Stalkers. That's a lot of Stalkers going down. Marauders do help punish. But he got the tank and the Vikings as well. The Immortal arrives. He's holding. Yeah, MaxPax, he takes out both tanks. Fails to siege up. And Percival, he's running out of steam. He's running out of steam. He's running out of army here. He's got 1 Viking left. 0 tanks. It was close. It was close. If the tanks got a little bit closer, if they go within range, if they're able to siege up, then maybe. But as the game progresses, it's getting worse and worse for Percival. Colossus is halfway done. The all-in is failing. He had potential, but he had potential. Yeah, I do think that his tank leapfrogging was a little bit awkward. And it could have been a little bit tighter. As from here, we're collapsing on the army. Tank boys are nice. Massive tank shots here on the Stalkers. Okay, but there's no support. I say that we're rallying. Rallying in, catching out the Immortal. Can we get on top of the Colossus? Barely not. No. Now there's a second Colossus on the way. Battery is done. Diving on the tank. A bold blink here from MaxPax. He breaks the main army. Behind this, remember, he's on 3-base saturation. He has an economy. No. There was potential, Babby. There was potential. And now Percival forced to expand. Oof. He's forced to expand. Third CC is on the way. This was, again, never the initial plan to try to build up into a macro game. Stim is done, getting into combat shields, working towards +1. Percival is transitioning, but a bunch of this tech is late. Tech is delayed. Likewise, the army is very fragile at the moment for Percival. He has potential. He is being active. Charge is done, though. I have no faith in this move out. Like, God, there's nothing protecting these tanks. Percival. I mean, again, now it's his turn to be desperate for damage. Like, he's trying to move out. Does avoid the main army, actually. He tries to at least. But here comes MaxPax diving on the tanks. These tanks will go down. MaxPax will clean this up completely. Taking down both tanks. At the same time, dropping to the mineral line. MaxPax also in position. And Percival gets 2 Stalkers. Let's go! 2 Stalkers and 2 probes. And here comes the counterattack. Again, 3 Colossi. The Prism is on the way as well. +1 is finishing up just in time for the push. Nice tank firing here on the Colossus. Does try to focus him down, but there's just too much on the ground. They'll say break on through. They bust on in, and MaxPax will claim the lead in the series 2-1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. MaxPax will claim a lead. Again, there was definitely potential with this 2-base all-in. I do think a little bit came down to the tanks, though. I do feel like the first tank it sieged prematurely. So because that, he had to unsiege and then reposition. In the process of repositioning, he lost that first tank. So that was a massive, massive blow. And again, that was kind of the beginning of the snowball effect. You lose that first tank. That's almost game then and there. Like, your tanks are the backbone of the army. They're crucial here to the all-in working, and to lose them that quickly, to lose them that early on, was brutal. That kind of took the wind out of the sails of Percival's build. GG, well played. And with that, we're now getting into game number 4. Remember, it's a best of 5. MaxPax needs 1 more win here to claim the series. And meanwhile, Percival, he has to fight back here and now to force the ace match. Oh boy. Now, I was favoring Percival coming into Tourmaline because I feel like these are the maps where he can, he can thrive, he can kind of get into his own. I would say the same about this next map. Up next, Ruby Rock. Ruby Rock is another one of these smaller maps. Aggression is favored, all-ins are favored. I do expect to see an all-in out of Percival here. The problem is that we just went for one. I mean, I don't expect to see the same build. True. It shouldn't be the same build. But I feel like MaxPax is just playing very safe. Like, he's not cutting corners, he's not taking chances, not taking risks, not like herO did. So it's difficult to break him. But let's go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss. Representing Satsum Gaming, it is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran. It is Percival. So I heard you say takes down the series 2-1. I think I said something similar. I think I said he takes a lead in the series 2-1. Maybe I misspoke. It's possible. If I did, I do apologize. But yes, it is the best of 5. Here we go. I could have misspoken. It's all good. It's all good. But here we go. The eBay block does come in. Not bad. So Percival, he does block the expansion. He's forcing the unnatural natural out of MaxPax. He's forcing out the triangular third location instead. Okay. So already a cheeky start out of Percival. This space is more open, is more exposed, and if Percival does go for a 2-base all-in, then breaking this position is going to be easier for Percival. There's going to be a lot more tech commit in this location. It's going to be a more shaky defense for MaxPax. So we're kind of setting up. We're setting up for later aggression. There's a cancellation. Percival going for the CC. So far, so good. Once again, though, I do expect to see MaxPax going for a safer build. Once again, like 3-gate blink into a robo. Because I kind of like the idea of Percival just macroing. I'll be just like trying to force and try to mind game MaxPax a little bit and just chilling, building up in towards the mid game and thriving in the mid game instead. I like that idea here, just because that's what we saw previously. That's what we saw in game 1. Percival was aggressive, but he was not all in. We'll see. We shall see. So chat, right, is MaxPax the GOAT of Protoss yet? Based on recent performances, I do feel like herO is the best Protoss player in the world at the moment. Again, just based off of December, January, and February. Like, over the past 3 months, herO's been winning everything. And has been outperforming. I do feel like MaxPax did struggle last year in PvP. We spoke about this quite a bit, but at the beginning of 2025, when the change was made to the shield battery overcharge, MaxPax did struggle adapting. I will say that in recent weeks and in recent months, MaxPax's PvP has improved. If you've been watching since like January-ish or December, January, I want to say January, MaxPax, he has been adjusting and improving his PvP, and he has been having a better success with it, which is good. But I'm not in love with MaxPax's PvZ, I'll be honest. I feel like herO and Classic outperform MaxPax against Zerg in their own ways. But you can definitely make an argument that MaxPax has the best PvT in the world. Like, you can 100%. I mean, that he had that title for a while, right? Like, I would say that 2023 and 2024, MaxPax had the best PvT and PvP in the world. 100%. 100%. Those 2 years. Maybe 2022. I'm comfortable saying 2023. But a big reason for that is because of all the ESL Open Cups. Like, Clem versus MaxPax was happening so often, and they both improved those specific matchups as a result of that. Like, it was crazy. It's crazy. That was back like in the Gressman map pool. As we get the drop into the main. So far, Percival does get shut down. Percival does catch the Prism though, not bad. Does catch out the War Prism. As MaxPax, he did just go. Oh, no, my apologies, 4-gate blink. Sorry, I kind of glossed over it. But after the third base, so MaxPax, he's here. He's being aggressive. He's applying pressure. He's keeping Percival on the back foot. Oh, sorry, I was just a little bit engrossed in the question. The lead up to this though was third base. No, sorry, it's 4-gate blink. He dives into the base, dives into the natural, gets one, gets 2 tanks. 2 tanks go down the bunker as well. Sorry, the tank survives. Oh my god. Tank does live. Percival, he's barely holding on. I panned over and in my brain I was like, oh no, sorry, he got a third base. He didn't. Like, that's his natural. So 4-gate blink aggression out of MaxPax. Pushing into the natural base, getting a tank. Picking up Marines. And the best defense is a strong offense here. As MaxPax, he's containing Percival, keeping him pinned back. It's similar to the game that we just had previously, where Percival, he did devote a lot of resources into his drop. It got shut down, and that means that MaxPax, there was nothing keeping him back. Like, nothing keeping him at home. He cleaned up the drop. That triggered the counterattack. And Percival is contained. Now from here, Percival, he can still expand. We could still see a third TC and slowly build up into 3 bases. That is still an option for Percival. Otherwise, we could just pull the boys. But he doesn't really have the best setup for a 2-base all-in. Doesn't have the best setup. Percival, he breaks out. As he breaks out, Prism comes over behind, going for the backstab, going for the mineral line. Again, just disrupting, keeping the reinforcements back at home. Percival, he commits. It's all or nothing. He's committed. Oh god, but he's getting shut down. Again, we go for the dive. Medivacs, they barely save the tanks, just barely. Oh no, the tank goes down. 2 left. Does try to reinforce, but again, Percival, this all-in has been delayed so heavily here, and there's no third. There's no third TC. There was all or nothing. MaxPax, he maintains his own 3-base economy. Building up Colossus. Oh. No, you're siege! That was so unfortunate. I don't think MaxPax, he was face checking. We could have killed everything there. That was such an unlucky on siege. Feels bad, man. Anyway, the boys are being pulled. 2-base all in. With that, massive tank shots. Oof. Yeah, massive connections. Remember, there are 4 tanks with this. That's a lot of damage output. If Percival can get within range of the base, he can pull this off. Tanks take siege up. They should focus down the Colossus. Colossus goes down. Does he have enough support though? No, sure he has 4 tanks, but there's nothing else. Yeah, there's barely a supportive army here. There's barely a buffer. Tanks are moving in. They zone away the ground army. Again, 5 tanks are so impressive. The boys are being pulled. Tanks, they should focus on the Colossus. They do. Yeah, Colossus goes down, but there's just not enough. There's not enough there. There's not enough left. GG gets called, and MaxPax claims the series 3-1. GG. Whew, GG, well played again. Unfortunately, Percival, he just didn't have enough buffer for his tanks to protect them, to save them from the Zealots. Yes, they were doing a great job focus firing the Stalkers and the Colossus. Very impressive target firing with those 5 tanks, but he just barely didn't have enough. GG. GG, well played. With that, congratulations, MaxPax. He will claim the series. He'll advance on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. With that, we have our first finalist here. MaxPax does advance on. Shout out to Percival. I can see him even winning that game. Like, that was pretty close. If he just had some more reinforcements, if he just had a little bit more to go, if he didn't have such a shaky early game as well. Regardless, GG. Even though Percival goes down here in the semis, he did so well for himself, right? He took down Eric, he took down herO, and he also took a map off of MaxPax as well. And again, I can see this going to the ace match. I can see this going to the ace match as well, but GG. GG, well played. With that, congratulations. With that, congratulations, as we are getting ready for our next matchup here. It looks like the upper semifinals is underway. We have Clem versus ByuN. Let's go. Wait, did that finish? Do we have any updates since did
not
Clem?
Not quite ByuN level, not quite Solar level, not quite MaxPax Percival level.
Great song. Great.
You know what? I'm gonna levy a criticism right now, okay? This is something that I need from this is something that I need from all the other casters, okay? It's been years. It's been years. I don't know if you notice. This is true, unfortunately. We are the only casters out there. I'm calling out Roddy, Pig, Wardy, Steadfast, everyone, that actually displays scores out of game. And, like, it's been years back. It's been like 5 years back, and they've all of them. What is their waiting screen? This screen is just their face. It's just Discord screen capture. Like there's never any. So I don't know what the hell's going on in the other streams. God damn it! Every time. It's been 5 years. They've just got Discord screen capture, smudge, or webcam screen capture every time. So if there's any updates in the chat, I would appreciate it in regards to Clem. Oh, we just got an update. ByuN 3. Oh my god, ByuN 3-0'd. That's crazy. Big win for ByuN. So I'm just looking at the bracket. Looking at the bracket here, ByuN does 3-0 Clem, and we have our grand finals. It's going to be ByuN versus MaxPax in the grand finals. Crazy. That was a fast series. Remember, we started Percival versus MaxPax when ByuN versus Solo was still in the ace match. Right? Remember, they were still in the ace match. Like, that was a fast 3-0. ByuN, calm down. If anyone was watching that, let us know. Let us know what happened. Crazy result. Because it was really fast, did ByuN all in every game? I can see him proxying a couple of times. My assumption is that ByuN was hyper aggressive and did a bunch of cheese and all ins. That's my assumption, but it's hard to say. That, of course, that would have been a TVP, but yeah, it's crazy. MaxPax versus ByuN. So did I say it's been 5 years? It's been 6 years. True. God, work on your overlays, papi. Aye. Alright, Vita's on the way. He was all in last game. Okay. I wish the stream was more of your face. God. They do two things. They have their out of game scene is just like webcam screen capture, and their in game they also, because they're streamers, of course, they have the webcam like in the in game overlay, in game scene, to get their facial reactions, which is fine. That's all good. I just want some out of game scores. That's all I want. God damn it. I want to know what's happening in the series. Anyway, for now, we're going to be cutting to a break. We're going to be cutting to a break. When we return, we'll have the grand finals. It's going to be best of 5 between MaxPax and ByuN. We'll see you soon. See you soon after the break. See you soon. See you soon. welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that lovely brutal OST as we returned. We returned with the grand finals, also grand finales here of the PiGosaur Cup number 71. We have our top 2 players and a twist of fate here. In my mind, coming into this tournament, I was getting ready for a Clem versus herO showdown in the finals, but no. We instead have 2 very different Terran and Protoss players. Still a TVP, but a different pairing. Let's go. Let us go. Spawning in the top right hand corner of Washout, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Storm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Teal Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. Let's go. Let us go. I don't know what music we were hearing. that was the brutal OST, but I know there's some like orchestral intermixed like styles of music in there as well. It's beautiful though, very nostalgic. But here we go, we're jumping on in. Double gas, oh, for the first time in tonight's broadcast, double gas opener from the Terran player from ByuN, going for a faster factory, going for a delayed CC. Okay, now if you're out there and if you happen to watch ByuN versus Clem, I would love to know what happened in that series. My assumption, because it was so fast, is that there was a lot of aggression, a lot of all-ins. We did at least get confirmation that the final game was ByuN going for an all-in, so that's kind of how I assume the series went, and that's how I would assume this series will go as well. Welcome to Washout. Washout is a different map. It is an older TLMC map from the previous Team Liquid map contest. Again, TLMC, Team Liquid map contest, is potentially on the horizon, so players are testing out some of these maps, and it looks like this map may be resubmitted. Might be. Hard to really say whether it gets resubmitted or not. Has some unique features. We mentioned it earlier, but these towers can be knocked down, and every pairing of gold patches is next to a tower that can destroy them. So this tower here can knock down these gold patches, these towers here can knock down these patches, these towers here can knock down these patches as well, etc. So again, it's a bit of a unique feature here where we have gold bases potentially at the 4th location or at a 5th location, but they're also a little bit vulnerable. Likewise, we have some mineral patches to open up some attack paths in a longer later game, but we have yet to experience the late game. Like honestly, like these features and these factors, they apply to late game. We haven't gotten there yet though in these games. Oh my god, as MaxPax opens up Stargate. Bold move. Stargate opener out of MaxPax. Okay, now typically Stargate openers are reserved for larger maps. Does this count? Maybe. I guess so. I mean, again, the rush distance on this map is longer than Ruby Rock and Tourmaline, so maybe MaxPax feels a little bit safer to go for this. Traditionally, Stargate openers are very, very vulnerable to all-ins. They're very vulnerable to all-ins. So if ByuN were to commit to something, then he'd be in danger. For now, though, Phoenix opener and MaxPax is going to be vying for map control. Let's go. Otherwise, we're calming down. Remember, it was the double gas opener. We do have the earlier Cyclone going straight into tank production. Interesting. There's no add-on swap into Banshee, no add-on swap into Raven, and there's no second Cyclone. As ByuN, he's marauding around the map. I remember ByuN, he's currently unaware as a tech of choice. There was no SCV scout further into the main base, so ByuN is playing blind. MaxPax saw the Cyclone. He's aware of the first Cyclone, and ByuN's going for an early push. He's going for the early tank drop. So he's waiting for the tank, waiting for the medevac. He'll move across the map. Hyper aggression out of ByuN early on. What is there to defend, and does MaxPax confirm this? So far, MaxPax hasn't gotten across the map. He is building up to 3 Phoenixes. These Phoenixes can lift the tank, and without Stim, is it going to take too long for the Marines to kill the Phoenixes? That's the thing I'm worried about here. I mean, with the Cyclone, true. The Cyclone's going to be a big factor when it comes to focusing down the Phoenix and saving the tank. Vikings are reinforcing again. ByuN, he's just rallying. He's just rallying everything across the map. It's go time. There's going to be 1 battery to defend. There's going to be 1 Stalker and soon to be 4 Phoenixes. Is there only 1 gateway? There's only 1 gateway. And a bay? Oh, we're so greedy. MaxPax is being so greedy here. He should be punished. Tank getting within range of the pylon. Pylon's going to go down. Thankfully, there's a backup pylon keeping the robo powered. Yeah, the robo is still powered. And the tank is too far back. Ooh, does punish the Stalker. Does punish. Yeah, tank shots going off. Phoenix as they try to threaten the tank. The Immortal's almost out. ByuN, he has to deny the Immortal. Can he deny it? It's going to be close. Yeah, the Robo's going to go down. It's so close here, and the Immortal's denied. Oh my god, the Immortal goes down, and with that, ByuN, he's breaking through. Second gateway does finish, warping in 2 Stalkers at a time. Phoenix as they try to catch the Viking. Ooh, throws one Phoenix away. Yeah, one Phoenix is thrown away. The boys are being pulled. Desperation stank. Phoenix goes down. Third Phoenix as well. And ByuN, it looks like he has barely done it. He breaks on through, subsets forward, takes down the final Stalkers. 1 Stalker left. Oh my god. Cyclone barely kites away, saves the Cyclone. GG gets called, and ByuN takes game number 1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. ByuN does take a lead in the series. Winding it back, remember what we said about how risky it is going for a Stargate. Stargate openers are traditionally vulnerable to these all-ins. They're vulnerable to these all-ins, and if you recall, you were theorizing, oh, maybe it's safe. Like, maybe it's safe to go for a greedier build here, to go Stargate on Washout. But ByuN had other plans. ByuN, he committed to the 2-base all-in blindly, by the way. I should emphasize, ByuN didn't know there was a Stargate. He was just going for his build. he was just doing ByuN things, didn't know what the hell he was up against, went out across the map, committed, was, I'm sure, happy to see that there were Phoenixes to defend. Remember, there was only one gateway. There was only one gateway, so we saw that MaxPax can only warp in 1 Stalker at a time because he was going for a Bay as well on 2 bases. He was being so greedy. If MaxPax bought enough time for the Immortal, maybe he holds. Like, if the Immortal pops out, maybe he holds on there. It would have been close, but maybe that would have been enough. But the Red Bull sniped. Red Bull sniped. GG, well played. Whew. ByuN takes the lead in the series. Now we're going to be loading into game number 2. Let's go. Let us go. Spawning in the bottom side of Mothership, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the blue Terran player, the South Korean Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. Here we go. Now, as we load into Mothership, I would say this is a very large map in the map pool, long rushes and spike ground. If MaxPax wanted to go Stargate, I'd be okay with it. I'd be okay with it here. But because of what's happened so far in the series, and because of what happened against Clem, I mean, remember, MaxPax wasn't watching Clem versus ByuN, it was happening at the same time. He doesn't know what ByuN was doing there, but assuming that ByuN was doing nothing but all-ins, I would say that MaxPax should be playing a little bit more reserved here and go for a safer build. It's difficult because on Mothership, you want to be greedy. Like, you want to be greedy, you want to get a faster third base, you want to take advantage of the size of the map. So I want to say that MaxPax wants to be more economic here, but against ByuN, especially now after game 1, ByuN has kind of set the tone for the series. We got to calm down. We got to calm down, play like against Percival. Like, right? Like, we were praising MaxPax versus Percival because MaxPax, he was being either very safe or he was being aggressive himself. He went 2 games in that series, he went 4 Gatling Stalker. So MaxPax, he was either very safe or hyper aggressive versus Percival. In game 1 against ByuN, MaxPax was greedy, so we should be seeing MaxPax kind of shift gears here. We should be seeing him shift gears and adjust. But we'll see. At the same time, ByuN doesn't have to go for an all-in. This could be, I mean, hey, already, economic opener. Single gas, economic start out of ByuN. ByuN does mix it up. Again, on Mothership, you want to be greedy. You want to be greedy, you want to be economic, and MaxPax confirms the timing of the CC. So MaxPax should be feeling pretty safe, at least really early on. It's like, okay, no early factory, no early shenanigans, we can calm down. Calm down. Behind this, ByuN is going for a reactor follow-up. Interesting. Often we'd see a tech lab into Safety Marauder or tech lab into add-on swap into Cyclone, but here ByuN is, again, cutting corners. He's cutting corners, he's not playing safe. Reaper moves out the scouts. Reaper does find MaxPax. Can he get a probe? Not quite. Yeah, not quite. Yeah, a bit of missed target firing as well. Did accidentally shoot the Nexus instead of the probe. So ByuN has to pull away. And we have the Sentry follow-up. Something that MaxPax was lacking last game was scouting information. This time, early Sentry, early Scout. So again, MaxPax, he's playing safer already. If you can get away with it, you want to skip the Sentry, but MaxPax, who makes the Sentry, moves out with the Hallucination. and he will confirm the follow production line. Sees the racks, sees the Widowmine. He's now aware of the Widowmine drop, and he's aware of the starport timing as well. So now in the back of MaxPax's mind, he's aware that Widowmine should be coming his way, and he should be preparing. So mentally, he's already preparing for the Widowmine drop. Likewise, we have a second gateway here in the main base, so 2-gate blink, 3-gate blink, and a robo. This is a very safe build. So 3-gate blink into a robo before expanding. Safe play out of MaxPax. There's no fast Stargate, there's no fast Bay. None of that. And this is where ByuN gets a fast 3rd TC. This is... As ByuN opens up with a Widowmine drop into Raven. And we'll see what ByuN can get done. We shall see. Likewise, ByuN hasn't seen the gateway count yet either, so he's not aware of what he's up against. He saw 1 gateway at the natural. He can assume 1 gateway in the main. No 3rd base. Complete. He knows. Yeah, does confirm. Mind drop comes in. Boys be cooled. Oh no! Oh, he pulls the boys! Oh my god, massive connections. That should not have happened. 10 probes go down. Critical damage early on. MaxPax. No. He was meant to be mentally prepared, Pappy, and he should have been. Oh boy. 10 probes go down. MaxPax, he pulled the boys into the Widowmine. He did miscalculate. Did not kill the mine in time. And that should not have happened. That is critical damage early on. ByuN could just chill. Let's go. Bunker's on the way. He's getting ready for the counterattack. Tank is getting in position as well. Ay. And ByuN, he can just chill and macro from here. He doesn't have, like, okay, so he has 2 options. Either we just calm down, get a 3rd CC, take a lead, and get further ahead, building up into the mid game, or ByuN can turn this into a 2-base all-in and kill a crippled MaxPax. So there's 2 options. For now, MaxPax does move out. He's going for a late 3rd, so late 3rd expansion from MaxPax. He went for the Temple Archives before expanding as well. Okay, interesting. So again, MaxPax's 3rd base is very late, but he prioritizes Storm. This means that if ByuN goes for a 2-base all-in, Storm will be ready in time to defend. So that's what MaxPax is getting ready for. It also means, though, if ByuN gets a 3rd TC, and if ByuN gets a 3rd TC, then MaxPax will fall further behind because his 3rd is so delayed already. So we're gambling a little bit when it comes to MaxPax, assuming what ByuN will do. For now, slowing down the push. Does try to slow it down. Stim is still on the way. ByuN is posturing. As ByuN does get 3 probe kills across the map. Nicely done. Behind this, I'm still expecting a 3rd CC. Storm is done in 5 seconds. Ooh, tank shots going off. Jesus. High Templar gets spotted. ByuN sees the High Templar. Storm is ready. And again, MaxPax, he should be fine here. He's got his Storms. And where's that 3rd CC? As ByuN is rallying everything across the map. ByuN, he wants to commit the tanks. He gets 1. Yeah, 1 tank goes down. Nice pick up here by MaxPax. High Templar exposed. Storm zones away. Oh, the tank shots. Oh my god. Yeah, another Storm zoning here, but we're running out of Storms. MaxPax, he's in trouble. Despite even getting early Storm, it might not be enough. 1 more Storm. Oh my god, massive connection. Jesus, a lot of Marines go down. They get softened up. Yeah, ByuN, he did clump. Late 3rd CC out of ByuN. Zealous take it into the middle line. SCVs are going down. Nice run by here by MaxPax. But I believe he's out of Storms. The army, oh, I spoke too soon. Another Storm lands. Massive connection, and MaxPax holds. Yeah, MaxPax does hold on. The Storms, they came in clutch. ByuN, he did overcommit on 2 bases. And MaxPax is recovering. He was behind, but now he's catching back up. Again, MaxPax, he took a bit of a gamble. He was assuming that ByuN will commit on 2 bases, and he did. ByuN did commit on 2 bases. ByuN's 3rd base is late. ByuN tried to kill then and there, but because of the early Storm, MaxPax holds. So in the end, it was a good call to make. And that lead that ByuN once had isn't there anymore. So ByuN is losing his lead. MaxPax has gained map control. Again, ByuN had two choices to make, and he went for it. He got the gamba, papi, the gamba. Over to the main. MaxPax moving in. Does break through the bunker. Bunker goes down. Yeah, the bunker full. Storm zones away the army, but there aren't many zealots here. Yeah, zealots are trickling in. Prism has arrived as well. MaxPax, he should be able to defend. But can he break the natural? The boys are being pulled. Gets one of the Archons. Oh, never mind. The juggling. Yeah, juggles the Archons. He does pull back. 17, 18 SCV kills. Critical damage. Massive storm. And again, ByuN had such a strong start this game, but he chose to commit on 2 bases. Played into MaxPax's hands. And we have a series. We have a back and forth. We could have seen a 2-0 lead for ByuN, but GG gets called and MaxPax ties up the series 1-1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, in the end, it was, I mean, risks were taken from both players here, but MaxPax had a brutal start. A brutal start to the game. Lost so many workers. Lost 13 probes throughout the early game, but was able to recover, bounce back. Thankfully, he was able to read ByuN well. He was assuming that ByuN would commit on 2 bases to kill him, so he got away, and it paid off going into early storm. Rushing into early storm there was enough to hold, to survive, to win the fight as well, and to snowball out of control and even counterattack and kill ByuN. The 3rd base for ByuN was an afterthought. He was committed on 2 bases, 2 base all in essentially from ByuN. If he had pulled the boys and committed a little bit harder, then maybe that would have worked, but GG. GG, well played. As we're getting into game number 3. Here we go. Oh, but here we go. We're getting into our next game. We're building up into game number 3 and spawning in the top right-hand corner. Top right-hand corner here of Tourmaline, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Storm Gaming, tying up the series. Tying us up here and having a back and forth. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. Hello. What's going on? As we're on Tourmaline. Tourmaline is a very small map of the map pool. Short rush distance by ground. Aggression is favored here, and ByuN opens up with the proxy. Oh boy. Okay, the Rax has been thrown down. Gas is being taken, so this is not like a marine bunker rush or anything like that. I believe this should be out of vision. Oh, shut. ByuN misplaced. Misplaced Rax. It's within vision here of the main scouting path. ByuN. No. No. Yeah, just too close to the edge. Too close to the left-hand side. Feels bad, man. We have 1 Rax back at... Sorry, it's just the 1 Rax. It's just the 1 Rax. Another boy is here. Can he even deny the Rax itself? That's just game, by the way. That is... Oh, the SCV! The SCV is getting so low. Oh, no. Can he get in? Kills the SCV. GG gets called. That is game. And MaxPax takes a 2-1 lead in the series. GG. ByuN. Yeah, the proxy was misplaced. The proxy was misplaced. Again, there was no fancy scouting out of MaxPax, and it is standard to probe scout. ByuN, he was 1 pixel too far to the left. 1 pixel too far to the left when it comes to the placement of that Rax. And because of that, just a standard scout sees it. GG. God, ByuN. God damn it. GG, well played. With that, MaxPax is now 1 game away from claiming the series. Una más. 1 more game. I'm shaking my head, ByuN. I'm shaking. God damn it. That tells me that either ByuN was just freestyling with the location, or it was just like barely misplaced by 1 pixel. But yeah. SMH my head. Here we go. We're getting into game number 4. Potentially the final game of the series. Potentially, I would want a game 5. Regardless of who wins, I want an ace match. I want us to go the distance and have it back and forth. But the pressure is on ByuN. Pressure is on. Let's go. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Storm Surge, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Storm Gaming. It is MaxPax. Leading the series 2-1, and again, one game away from claiming the series and becoming our champion this week. Meanwhile, spawning in the right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Teal Terran representing Shopify. Down in the series, he has to win this game to force the ace match. It is ByuN. Let's go. Let us go. And welcome to Storm Surge. Storm Surge is another one of the previous Steel MC maps. One of the biggest features of this map, if you recall, was this area here in between the bases. So basically you have your natural, you have your third base. There is this big area in between the expansions, which can be abused by this location here. You can siege up tanks, you can get within range of not just this area in between the bases, but also the nexus or the building itself. I believe they did change some, I believe they did extend this edge. Previously, I believe there was space here to siege up 2 tanks. I think you can siege up 2 tanks within range of the expansion. And there was like a nice little alcove for them. But I believe they did extend this area to make sure tanks are not going to be able to be there. But I still think tanks can siege up on the low ground and get within range of the base. Like, I still think that's possible. It's just they're a little bit more open. We'll have to check once again if this gets resubmitted. But yeah, that was one of the wilder kind of aspects of this map. For now though, double gas opener. ByuN is going for a Rax into factory. No proxy this time. No proxy, no shenanigans. Meanwhile, Gate, Cyber, expand out of MaxPax. We're settling it. ByuN's looks really good recently. Actually, this past month he has, but no tournament with Max in it. I don't think that's true, right? Didn't ByuN beat MaxPax? Let's have a look here. Was it like 2 weeks ago? Hold on, because I remember posting the tournament results. Let's have a look. View profile. Because I remember it was 2 weeks ago that ByuN was in every single finals, right? Yeah. In What Is TV Monday? What Is TV Monday number 74? ByuN, he played against MaxPax in the finals of that event. And in Monday Night Weekly, ByuN, he also went to the finals against MaxPax, but he did lose both times. No, sorry, yeah, he did lose both times. It was Percival that beat MaxPax. But ByuN did take maps. That was 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. But I agree, ByuN, he's been grinding a lot. He has been improving. It was on Monday Night Weekly 40 and What Is TV Monday number 74. But here we go. Here we go. As MaxPax does open up, going for his initial 3-gate blink. No robo yet, so we're not seeing an overly safe build here by MaxPax. MaxPax does cut a corner. So he does cut a corner, he does delay his robo. Mind Drill comes in. This time MaxPax does react in time. Ooh, does lose a Stalker, so not a bad pick off here by ByuN, saving the Widowmine as well. Shouldn't save both. It does not save both, so 3 probes and a Stalker, better trade for ByuN. He does escape with the medevac. At the same time, he's not done. He's going to be following this up with Raven Harass. Gets spotted by the hallucination, as Raven does move out. Behind this, ByuN, he's macroing up, going for the add-on swap, going to stim and tank production. This is the most standard setup that we've seen so far this series out of ByuN. So if, hey, we're going to go into a macro game, this could be it. This could be it. Likewise, MaxPax going for the robo after the expansion, and MaxPax will not be punished for this. So delayed robo. This could be dangerous, for example, if ByuN went into Cloak Banshee. If he went into Cloak Banshee, then the Observer would be late and damage could be done here. Likewise, if ByuN went for a 2-base all-in, then Immortal production would also be delayed as well. But there's no aggression, right? There's no aggression, no shenanigans. MaxPax is fine. Huge nostalgia favor for sure, for sure. Like ByuN, because I despite him playing against MaxPax recently, he has been doing really well as of late. Yes, ByuN. As MaxPax is going to be getting into his own bay, gateway explosion, getting to charge, and building up into the mid game. So is ByuN. Now, the next big sign that we're looking for here is either a pair of extra Raxes or a third CC. Technically, ByuN could still commit on 2 bases here. Like, he can still go for an all-in. As he's pulling his army together. Stim is going to be done in time for the move out. So here comes ByuN. And again, let's not forget, ByuN, he just 3-0'd Clem in this tournament. And Clem is, unironically, one of the best Protoss players in the world in PvT. Clem is up there. I feel like there was a time last year where he was like top 2 Protoss in PvT. Like, it was crazy. But here we go. Nice force fields. He looks down the tank. No, the tank gets knocked down. Army sims in. No battery. Okay, there's no shield battery. There's no safety immortals. ByuN, he's getting within range of the third base. Tank is within range. Stalker comes over behind, gets shut down. And can MaxPax get on top of the tank? One more volley. He gets it. Tank goes down. And here comes a Colossus. Yeah, MaxPax and Colossus is on the way. Can ByuN break down the expansion before that happens? Dancing with the army. MaxPax just buying time. Colossus has arrived, and MaxPax holds. Yeah, he does defend. He does hold on. Did bleed out 12 probes in the process. A lot of workers did go down. The Raven popping up here at the natural. Nice economic damage, but what's scary here is that this third base is very late for ByuN. Yeah, late third expansion. On the one hand, ByuN kills 14 probes. True. Kills 14 workers. Does even up the worker counts, but MaxPax, he can make 3 probes at a time. I will say, if it wasn't for this economic damage, ByuN would be dead. Like, it'd be rough for ByuN. But killing 14 probes means he's in this. ByuN, he's in this. And he's still being active. Dropping back in. Denying more mining. And ByuN does have that army lead. He's pushing out. Again, before MaxPax stabilizes, ByuN can still break through. Can he do it? Forcing a recall. Does force a recall. The entire army responds here to the double drop. Remember, the Observer got sniped, and MaxPax doesn't see the main army. And can he get the expansion? He's stepping in. Can he get it? If it goes down, I mean, he's going for it. He's going for it. It looks like he will kill the expansion. The third base does fall. Massive pickup. And ByuN just has to back up. Just has to calm down. Respect the Colossus. ByuN pulls away. 9 more probe kills. MaxPax is being torn apart. He's being torn apart, Bappy. Yeah, no economy, no third base. My concern was if this third base survived, MaxPax would recover, but not anymore. There's no third. And suddenly ByuN is up and he's ahead. ByuN is ahead in economy. He has a third base. Soon to be a third orbital. MaxPax, again, he has to move out. He's pressured to push. I was gonna say he's desperate, but I've said that too much today. Like it's said it too much back. This MaxPax does rotate. Again, essentially being forced all in. Nice bait. Base at the mine shots. MaxPax committing forward. Not 10 more probes go down. He's completely all in, by the way. MaxPax, he's not expending. He can't afford it. He has to win the game. One way or the other. Either he kills ByuN or he dies trying. Armor shred on the Zealots. Massive connection covering everything. Jesus. Yeah, it does cover the army. Vikings have amassed. First Colossus will go down. Gets one. It does get one Colossus. 2 Colossi left. 2 Colossi remaining. And MaxPax is running out of Zealots. Again, that armor missile was insane. And he gets another Colossus. One Colossus left. Yeah, down to 1, down to 0. GG gets called. ByuN defends. ByuN survives. And ByuN ties up the series. We are going to the ace match. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, it was a very intense back and forth here. MaxPax did defend his third base, did survive. But that Raven was popping off. Remember, was it 14 probes? 14 probes went down in that initial defense. I was under the assumption that, okay, he did sustain some losses, but he can recover with that third base, but he lost the third expansion. If you remember, MaxPax, he lost before that, the Observer. There was an Observer covering the natural. It got sniped, and when that Observer got sniped, then ByuN pushed. He pushed across the map, and MaxPax, he was out of position. He overreacted to the drop. If you remember, MaxPax, he had 3 Colossus reacting to the drop at the natural, and he was completely exposed at the third base. Right? He was out of position. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're now getting into game number 5, the ace match. It all ends here. It all ends on Ruby Rock, and hopefully ByuN doesn't proxy in the probe scout path. Let's... that's not how I want this series to end, Bappy. Not again, Bappy. Not again. ByuN. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Sidestorm Gaming being forced into the ace match. Can he bring it back? It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. He brought it back, Bab. He brought it back. We've made it all the way to the ace match here, and welcome to Ruby Rock. Now, what do we say about Ruby Rock? It's one of the smaller maps. It's one of the smaller maps. It's like Tourmaline. It's like 10,000 feet. Aggressions, all-ins, they hit hard. They hit very, very hard here on Ruby Rock, so we'll see how MaxPax approaches this. We'll see how he does adapt. We'll see how he does open up. Now, we're expecting either 3-gate Blink or 4-gate Blink Stalker out of MaxPax. One or the other. It's kind of what we're expecting. Oh, ByuN going for a double gas opener. So double gas opener out of ByuN. ByuN does go for a more tech-heavy start. This can lead into early Banshee play. This can lead into committed Mine Drops. This can lead into Reactive Reaper Hellion, committed Cyclones. Show us what you got. Technically, this can turn into a one-base all-in, but ByuN isn't really one-to-one base all-in. If you're recasting Gumiho, then that's on the table, right? Gumiho, Ryung, those are the kind of players that like we could consider that. ByuN has been hyper aggressive this series, but should be expanding after the factory. MaxPax, he will recall the probe. We'll keep it alive. Let's go. Does save his probe. Does pull out. And there's the CC. So we're settling in. That command center again. Standard openers so far out of MaxPax. ByuN with his greater factory is going into a very early tech lab. Once again, this can just lead into an early Cyclone, then into a starport. That should be the case here. Tech approach from MaxPax. Twilight Council out of our Protoss player into Blink. Now, if MaxPax was crazy, if this was herO, for example, we could see early charge. Like Twilight Council into early charge to try to hard counter and all in. Like, I could see herO like trying to blindly go for that. MaxPax isn't one to take that risk. So we should be seeing Blink. Should be seeing it. I think we've actually seen a lot of charge, like, builds and openers from herO and Ruby Rock specifically. Nice delay. Command center is delayed. MaxPax at least confirms the CC. He doesn't see much else though. He saw the factory earlier. He confirms the Cyclone. Early tank. Okay. Wait. What? Okay, it was cancelled. I don't know if you saw. I want to say a tank was in production for a while there, but does cancel. Going for the add-on swap instead. into early Banshee. So early Cloak Banshee at that. Remember, this is the fastest Cloak Banshee you can go for in TVP just because it was a double gas opener. So faster Tech Lab, faster Starport, faster Banshee. MaxPax does not have a sentry, so MaxPax won't be able to scout. So last game, if you remember, MaxPax delayed his Robo. We spoke about it. He went for a Nexus, he went for a third base before Robo. Here, Robo before third expansion. And do you see what I see? How many gateways? 3 in the main, 1 at the natural, 4 gate blink. Hyper aggression out of MaxPax. We kind of call this at the start. We said it should be either 3 gate blink or 4 gate blink. It's going to be 4 gateways. So MaxPax wants to be the aggressor. He wants to force ByuN on the back foot. Now, ByuN's early tank production will benefit him. It does mean that he'll have a stronger defense early on. The Cloak Banshees might also benefit defensively as well. Remember, because the Robo is making a Prism first, the Observer is going to be later, there might not be detection. Defensive Banshees can pop off. The Banshee is back at home. MaxPax going for his later third. Stalkers, they move out. MaxPax does leave Stalkers at home to defend. Army gets spotted. ByuN, he just saw 4 Stalkers warping in at once, so he knows. He knows there's 4 gate blink. Bunker does finish in time. We gotta pre-pull the boys. Oh, okay, never mind. MaxPax doesn't commit. Banshee gets spotted. Dropping into the main. Do we reveal Cloak? Oh, we're holding on to it. Okay, we're holding on to Cloak. Has yet to be revealed. Be honest, be careful. Oh no. No, he has to reveal it. Oof. Yeah, he didn't want to. But Cloak is revealed. Back at home, we should be keeping units in position. There's already 2 observers, I believe. Yeah, 2 observers. So plenty of detection, and now we're building up. Now, unfortunately, ByuN opening up Cloak Banshee didn't get to use them, right? In the end, these Banshees, they have not paid for themselves. They've been, I would say, a waste of resources right now. Thankfully, they're still alive, so technically, even a minute from now, ByuN could send them out, and 2 Banshees, they will one-shot probes, so they can still find some damage. But the problem is that now MaxPax knows that they're out there, right? He's now aware of them, and he should be prepared back at home. He's got a battery. Yep, he's got 3 Stalkers and an Observer in the main. His main army rotates towards the third base. Like MaxPax is ready, and he has a detection as well. So both Observers are defensive. ByuN forced to expand. A 3rd CC is on the way. The Observer spots the 3rd CC as well. MaxPax, he sees everything. He's ready for the Banshees. He spots the expansion. ByuN does thread the needle, going for the natural. Good move. The one location where there's no army. Gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 probe kills. Very nice damage. Yeah, MaxPax, there was 1 opening. There was 1 gap in the defense. 9 probes. Okay. ByuN's in this. 9 probes go down. That's crazy damage. ByuN, he pushes through the center. I believe the Observer should have seen this. For now, though, ByuN is distracting. He's distracting all these Stalkers. MaxPax is ready with the main army, though. ByuN trying to sneak out. Yeah, Prism into the main base. ByuN does siege in time, though. Focusing down the sentry. 1 tank goes down. It goes for the Colossus. There's still 2 tanks left. ByuN has to fight with the tank. Back at home, mining is being disrupted. Reinforcements are being delayed. There's a 2nd Colossus on the way. And ByuN is trying to get within range of the Nexus. Base out one of the mine shots. The tank's on siege. He gets 1, he gets 1, he gets both tanks. Massive pickups. Yeah, both tanks go down, and MaxPax, he is holding. ByuN got caught out. And ByuN is hurting. ByuN is hurting here behind this. He does have a 3rd CC, thankfully. But he's forced back home. And MaxPax, he can contain. He can just contain ByuN. He might even try to break the natural. I don't think he needs to. I don't think he needs to. Instead, dropping into the main base. The Prism! Oh my god. Prism does survive. MaxPax is moving in. He smells blood in the water. ByuN's being pulled apart. And MaxPax is going for the kill. He's going for the bunker. The bunker will go down. There's no defensive tanks. There's no tanks, Pappy. There's a third Colossus on the way. Sorry, a second Colossus, I mean. And here it is. Yeah, second Colossus has arrived. We got plenty of lasers. Swiping away at the army. Even in the mineral line as well. Oof. And ByuN, he's being torn apart here. He has to pull the boys. He has to commit. GG gets called. He cannot break out, and MaxPax will claim the series 3-2, becoming this week's PiGosaur Cup champion. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations here to MaxPax. Does claim the series. Again, MaxPax being very safe here, going into 4-gate blink, an aggressive, I guess, a more aggressive start here to game number 5, going 4-gate blink stalker, but he was able to scout, confirm the banshees, get ready for them back at home. Despite that, ByuN did some nice damage. He did some nice damage with his banshees, killing 9 probes. I was very impressed, but his push got scattered. Remember, there was an observer in the main army in between the bases, did scout the move out, so MaxPax was ready with his main army at the 3rd base, and ByuN got completely shut down. He got caught on siege. He lost all 3 tanks. GG, well played. Everything just snowballed out of control from there in favor of MaxPax. ByuN was very committed to his push, and he did not break the 3rd. GG, well played. Congratulations, but a shout out to ByuN, because I can see this going an extra game. I'm still disappointed about Tourmaline. Do you remember Tourmaline with ByuN going for the proxy and being scattered by just the regular scouting probe and then just the game ending? I'm still thinking about Tourmaline. GG, well played. Regardless, congratulations to MaxPax. Does claim the series, and with that, we have our champion. Well played. GG, well played. I also don't want to take away from our players from ByuN, because remember, who did ByuN beat making to the finals? It was Clem, who is one of the best Protoss players in the world. ByuN does bring him down 3-0, so big win there for ByuN to bring down Clem. And again, he went all the way to the ace match against MaxPax. A strong performance here by ByuN. GG, well played. GG, well played. The other unsung hero of this tournament, of course, is Percival. Winding it back here, Percival, who did he beat? He took down herO 2-1. He took him down in the best of 3. A big win there for Percival, and he also did stand tall against MaxPax as well, taking maps. I can even see him taking the series as well. So Percival also had a really strong showing in this tournament, bringing down herO and going toe-to-toe against MaxPax as well. GG, well played. There, Percival. As he has beaten MaxPax before. He has beaten him before, and wasn't quite able to achieve it here in the best of 5, but again, maybe next time. GG, well played. Just catching up with the chat. Oh. Just catching up, Pat. I appreciate the if MaxPax was crazy, if MaxPax was herO shift. Yes. That did happen. I stand by that comment, by the way. I stand by it. Meanwhile, thank you so much for subscribing. Let me play with your kitties, Gab. With Twitch Prime, thank you so much. 22 months, almost 2 years of support. Thank you, puppy. Thank you. Do appreciate it. Hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Hope you all had a great time here tonight. GG, well played. Congratulations to MaxPax. Shout out to the other top performers of the tournament as well. And also Walrus Jutsu. Thank you so much for converting a sub, a tier 1 sub. Thank you so much. Gracias, papi. Gracias. Thank you. Now I can crank my ducklings. Oh no. Be careful, papi. Be careful. But GG, well played. With that, we're going to be wrapping up here for the morning. As you can see here, we are here Wednesday morning broadcast. We just wrapped up with PiGosaur Cup. As you can see, we have a full week of Little League Cup. We have Little League Cup Group D and the playoffs on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 4 days straight of Little League Cup. We have the Podcast tomorrow evening. We have SDO on Sunday. We have STC on Saturday. We have the Tuna Cup on Saturday, and we have a replay broadcast of the War DCV Monday tonight. I'm a little bit on the fence about that cast, just because I'm a little bit under the weather. I feel like my voice is on the brink of being broken. Like of me losing my voice. There we go. I feel like I'm on the brink. So I was like trying to keep my levels a little bit lower this cast. But I'm gonna have some tea. I'm gonna have some rest. If I'm good for tonight, then we'll cast. If not, I might reschedule the War DCV Monday broadcast. So I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence about that, but we'll see. We shall see. I'm just feeling a little bit under the weather. But it depends. We'll play it by ear. Depending on how we feel tonight, we'll either cover it or not. Otherwise, we might just reschedule. So say we might be casting later on tonight here. We'll see how we feel. Otherwise, Little League Cup throughout the course of Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Plenty of other content, plenty of other casting, plenty of other StarCraft to come here on the CranKy Ducklings. As always, Papi, as always. Otherwise, thanks for watching. If you want to support us, you can do so via Patreon. ! Patreon in the chat. You can check us out. You can support us via Patreon if you wish. That does help us boost the prize pool for our tournaments. It helps us grow the Tuna Cup, the Duckling Open, and the Swan Open as well. It is all funded via the Patreon, so you can help us grow the prize pool, help support the scene, help support the players via our Patreon if you wish. Otherwise, thanks for watching. You can also support us via the socials. We do stream on both Twitch and YouTube at the same time. True. But yes, we do stream on both platforms at the same time, on YouTube, on Twitch, on Kick, on Facebook as well, so you can support us there. If you miss something and if you want to watch the VODs, so for example, if you missed out on the Water TV Monday broadcast, or previous Pondcast, or Lil League Cups, or PiGosaur Cups, or Thunderfire, Home Street Cup, for example, it's all on YouTube. It's all there. It's all on YouTube. You can check out the VODs if you wish. Otherwise, thanks for watching. We're going to be heading off, and again, we'll be back either tomorrow or later tonight. I'm still on the fence about tonight's broadcast, on the fence, but we should be live. Should be live with it. Should be okay. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time. Until then, ciao, bye, ciao. See you next time. Hasta luego.